belong to us.
What the hell is even that?
First. Oh, we need music. Now, what is the purpose of liking? Why must we do it? Why does our soul consume us so to click one little button and we take the mouse into our hands and we move it in such a way to show appreciation, to show a voice, to show the world that we are not just numbers, but people. So I want you to grab that mouse and use that index finger for what it was made for. To click one button, or else Alyssa Mercante is gonna chop your dick off, man. Like that's really gonna happen.
Money, print money, cash, money, well, capitalism, raise a bunch of money, more money, heaps and heaps of money, print money, cash, money, well, capitalism, raise a bunch of money, super chat money.
As salty as the sea, calling us no-code names, SJW screaming, but it's money they blame, burning with envy, they're falling flat, they can't handle the sound of a super chat.
No, they can't make me do it. They can't. It's been 10 months, No.
Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out.
Welcome all. How is everybody doing today? I'm doing just fine. Let's see here. I did a little grocery shopping, and you know what? While I was there, I saw the most ordinary looking man. Like, you know what I mean? Just normal. And I felt that as a blessing today. It was like looking at a less handsome Jay Viper. Yeah, that I don't know, but that still made me happy that that normal men exist in this world, just maundering about through their day. But let's see how you guys have been doing. A little bit of conversation between Proctophile and Jay Viper. He's doing shabby, but Jay, what's for dinner? It looks like he's making tacos. Hold on a second, though. It's Saturday. It's not Tuesday. You are committing a crime, sir. It is not Tuesday. Who do you think you are? Ryan Reynolds? Stephen Colbert? Shame on you, sir. Shames! God damn it. Hey, nobody, did I see a Jer crash? No, I did not see the Jer crash out. Hold on. I saw earlier that PPP wrote up something, but is it on X? The quartering. At the quartering? The quartering isn't even showing up in my... Okay, I see the thing from PPP. You won't be bound by the laws of food. Where's this crash out, Shy Menace? Is it on X? Because the quartering isn't. Let's see. Let's see. There's a thing an hour ago about Americans are spending far more than they can afford on ordering DoorDash. I don't know. Maybe it's just not coming up for me, man. I don't know. But X has been a little weird for me today, so who knows? Oh, but he did go after Smash. Okay, we can go over this real quick. I was gonna cover the bearing video. But yeah, we can cover this real quick. 1 second, let me save my tabs down here. Netflix. Okay, and then we can exit out of that. And exit out of that. All right, you know, let's just go ahead and take a look here. All right, let's get out of here. Boom. Okay, let's see. This TOGAF, so this is from Yellow Flash, at the quartering specializes in mass-produced slop. This fat bitch has zero self-awareness. Also, it's obvious to anyone watching, you want to lick the crust between her toes, you disgusting simp. You simp for any woman who looks at you. You know, I think I missed this part of the stream last night, so I honestly don't know what he's talking about in regards to Smash JT's stream. I was kind of multitasking there, so I completely missed it. Jared blocked you? Welcome to the club. Dude, it took Smash. Like, because I heard that Smash blocked him today. I'm like, man, it's taken months. Let's see. Smash here. Yeah, let's see. Yep, the quartering blocked him. I'm criticizing your pathetic behavior for a grown adult. Yes. Really? Really, the quartering? Hate Smash JT's pathetic behavior? Oh, I'm sorry. A couple of dudes made fun of you for a few hours on their live stream, and you went the extra mile to take down their YouTube channels, their clip channels, their editor's channel. Let's see, Waz's channel. Because you couldn't take any criticism. What the fuck, Jeremy? And aren't you the same guy who criticized Stuttering Craig and everyone at Side Scrollers for what was Melanie Mac doing over there? Slumming it out? Dude, you are a pathetic, worthless piece of garbage. Everyone is just loving the downfall you're having. And all you have to do to get any sort of semblance back to any recognition, to your career, any possible path of redemption is just to say fucking sorry. You little fucking nincompoop. I swear to God. Criticize you for behavior. You're a grown-ass adult. Are you kidding me? You had a full video showing how you're spending thousands upon thousands of dollars on useless shit that you're probably not using. Exercise shit that you're probably not doing. Exercise shit, even though at the same time, you have specifically said that you're going to continue drinking. God fucking damn it, you're a piece of shit. God, I've never... Look, myself, Jay Viper, Smash JT, everyone basically I know have been called racist, transphobic, and I know that you have too, the quartering. I know that you have too, Hambly. But you know what? You know what's worse than all that? Because none of those words matter. It's the word pathetic. And you are using that word on a man that has clearly more viewership than you, because as far as we can tell, you're putting ads on your own videos. And no, not sponsorships. You're putting ads of your YouTube channel to go out there. And didn't you recently... Wait, hold on a second. You know what? Let's look into this, Jer Bear. Let's see. The quartering. Didn't you recently... Where is it? Okay, here we go. Didn't you recently delete a bunch of shorts? At least that's from what I heard. Let's see here. Let's look at the description. Okay, July 31st. Okay, maybe that wasn't true. Let's look on Social Blade. Okay. Last 14 days. Negative 4,196,617. Do you think those came from your long fours? Oh, no, wait a minute. Friday here. Negative 13 million views. I have a feeling those weren't coming from your long form, Jeremy. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, wait, hold on a second. Look at this, guys. Look at this. So on Tuesday, and remember the timing on this is sometimes a little off, negative 1,541 videos, but then added back in 1,519? What? Huh? That doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it. Because we're going to just jump right into the Jeremy portion of this segment, since we're already here, boys. We're already here, so we might as well just get into it. The the downfall of the Jeremy, especially with his, some comments from a former friend of his. Let's see here. Using my new Chrome extension, link down below. Damn it. I assigned the wrong one. That's fine. Future me will cut this out for the video. Yeah. Disclaimer. This is fair use. Don't bully. Bullying is gay. And if you don't know, Bering, he used to be a former friend of Jeremy. There's actually this one podcast that they did. I don't think it went on for very long. I can only find a few live streams of it. But apparently this whole entire thing happened where the Bering wanted to address kind of the situation between him and the quartering, you know, a few months ago. And the court and Bering straight up said to the court, hey, I just want to let you know, I'm going to address this. Being a professional, by the way, that's all he was doing. It's like, hey, I just want you to know, as my friend, I think you're kind of being shitty, but I am going to address it. Still love you, dude, but I am going to address it. And I remember watching this video, and he, as critical as Bering was, he was actually fairly kind to him. Like, he was just trying to be a stern friend and just saying, hey, this is fucked up. You know, just, you know, this too shall pass, and you should probably apologize. That's basically all it was. He just addressed the situation. He barely even damned Jeremy for it, but he did criticize him. Like, he didn't, you know, hold him over the fire. You know what I mean? So Jeremy basically, on one of his vlogs, basically mentioned him without mentioning him. And this video is essentially what this is addressing.
All these people that called themselves my friends, some of these people I had been, in my opinion, friends with for over 10 years. And for the most part, the first chance they could get to make a buck off me in a time when it was popular to do so, that's exactly what they did. I could do a 2-hour video and lay out just how much of a piece of garbage just about everybody I've worked with is.
Okay, I'll bite. He's talking about me in a very...
See? Just straight up. This guy, I didn't know about this guy until this whole quartering situation. Check out this guy's channel. He's fucking hilarious. At the end of it, I'll put it in the chat. I'll put his link in the chat.
Passive-aggressive, womanly fashion. So the quartering drama continues.
Oh my God. I don't know if there's some sort of meme that has anything to do with Scooby-Doo or Fred, but this is fucking hilarious.
Now, I've only made one video about this whole thing. I've largely stayed out. I've kind of lost interest. I couldn't really give a fuck. The guy fucked up, and he's getting his licks. Surprise, a fucking prize. Now, if you've got no idea what I'm talking about, you should watch this video. I think I did a pretty good job breaking down, like, the initial drama. Now, since...
this will be an editor's note for me. When I'm going through this, I need to be sure to add that other video just for context as well. You know, I'll add that in if I can find it and put it in the chat as well, so you guys kind of get to just see how amazing that video is.
Since then, the only major thing that's happened from my point of view is he sneakily deleted a podcast I did with him and Count Dankula. He did it to try and kind of reduce the heat he was getting, I suppose. But 7 or 8 years of this podcast, right, just down the drain, just deleted. But he tried to blame me for it for some reason. Like he was saying, oh, thanks, Bering, good friend. We've obviously been...
Let's see, Jeremy, did you just yeet all the TISM episodes? I forget what it was. No, I've been out all day. Did we get banned? Looks like the channel's gone. Thanks for fanning the fumes. Fanning the flames. Bearing great friendship. Damn, that's a... That's something to say.
False flagged, and this is your fault, good friend Bering. Like a pussy. And that's going to be the theme of this video. The quartering is kind of a massive pussy. He's a passive-aggressive, massive pussy. Now, I'm not going to relitigate the whole thing in this video. Like I said, watch my previous video to get caught up on the whole situation. But Jeremy recently had some words to say about me. So I think a response is appropriate. Let's have a look. Let's go!
All these people that called themselves my
I wonder if there's a full song of that bear song. If anyone can find it, let me know.
Friends, some of these people I had been, in my opinion, friends with for over 10 years. Talked to, knew their families, you know.
I saw Smash go over this a few nights ago, that he's doing these weird quartering vlogs that are overly long, and they're just being like, hey, here's, you know, my life, see how much money all this costs, but also pity me. See, like, also I'm the victim, pity me. It's like he does not understand why people are upset with him, or he does understand and is just doubling down.
Celebrated the birth of their kids.
Now, he's talking about me here. There's no doubt about it. Friends for 10 years, knew their family. He knows my wife. He's spoken to my wife. Celebrated the birth of their kid. That's me. And later he goes on to say, oh, just to make a single video, you know, to profit off my downfall. That's fucking me. That's me. He's just too much of a pussy to say it's me. But let's talk about the celebrating of the birth of their kids thing for a...
Okay. I don't know if Jay Viper is still in the chat. But, you know, Jay Viper, you know, YouTube legend, has over 60,000 subscribers. He's a friend of the channel. He's a friend of mine. I've been on his channel a few times. If he's fucking up, I think that he would give me the decency to tell him, for me to be like, hey, you know, what I think you're doing is a little messed up, and I'm considering doing a video for it. You know, I mean, I don't need your permission, but I will give you a, you know, I'll send you the video first, just, you know, just in case you just want to take a look, you know, just to, you know, for you to prepare, or if you have any criticisms. By the way, I don't even have to do that, right? I could just post the video, not show it to him, but I do the decent courtesy of being like, hey, I know you're my bud, but I think you're fucking up. I don't see that happening anytime soon, but but in the YouTube sphere, man, alliances can change. But I don't know. We're not one of the Hassans or anything like that who just steps in it all the time.
Sec, Jeremy. Remember this clip?
Look, I mean, I've been open, like I'm 42. Like I'm not necessarily out of time, but like it's something you think about when you get older. And
having kids is fucking great though. It's fucking great.
Well, give me one of yours.
No.
Thanks for rubbing it in your face.
I thought we were friends. You have two. You only need one.
My oldest one's autistic, but she's like Rain Man autistic. It's fucking great.
Love it. You're gonna be rich.
You know, as someone like me who has, you know, worked in the IDD, so a lot of like high behavior autism, I never ran into like a Rain Man type of person with autism. Yeah, but mine was always high behavior. Never met like the savants or anything like that.
One day. She's gonna invent like an app or something.
Like that's the thing, is that she's like smart as fuck autistic, and she did something scary the other day. She talks and sings and speaks all the fucking time, like constantly. Yeah. But she doesn't verbally communicate. She physically.
Oh, and by the way, like he said, oh, can I have one of yours? You got two of them? Smash said yesterday that that, you know, it's kind of weird thing to say. I think Jeremy was honestly just trying to be funny. Like honestly, like it's just a joke between friends. And then he's going off like Count Dracula didn't care. Like that, when I watched it, you know, I thought it was fine. The part though that's pretty fucked up is coming up.
She'll take your hand and lead you somewhere and everything, right? Yeah. However, we've recently figured out that she understands every single fucking thing that we're saying and knows what we're saying. And it's terrifying. Like, we've even had like staff at the speech and language clinic going, she knows what we're talking about.
Yeah,
and everything. Yeah, she's
your
smart.
daughter was asking about what double penetration was.
Yeah. Yeah, he said that. Jeremy got a little confident in his stand-up comedy and decided to undercut it with DP. Oh, also, future editing nobody. When you see this later today, please bleep out the DP, because I hear that some people that have reacted and posted videos about this got adult-gated. So That's specifically for you, future editing nobody. Yeah. So back to it. Yeah, he actually fucking said that. After Count Dankula was like, yeah, you know what? She's nonverbal, but she's really smart. We didn't find out till recently that she actually understands what we're saying and everything like that. So on one hand, that's really cool. On another, it's really scary. But you know, being a father is great. And the quartering is like, DP.
We don't know where he got that.
I mean, you can hear those chicks audibly gasp.
Wait, where he got that?
So let's just break down what just
Wait, what? I missed that the first time around.
happened. Dankula, chicks
We don't know where he got that.
I mean, you can hear those chicks audibly gasp.
Wait, where he got that?
So let's just break down what just happened. Dankula, Jeremy's dear friend of 10 years. And by the way, Dankula's going to fucking hate. I mean, he's probably going to hate that I've brought him up here. He doesn't like drama, but I'm sure he'll forgive me. Please forgive me, Dank. But Dankula is describing how proud he is of his non-verbal autistic daughter for making the progress that she's made. And you can see it on Dankula's face. He's so fucking proud. His face lights
see, his face is
up when he's describing this. And I
Look at
know
him. Look at him. Look at this man. He's smiling. He's lighting up. He's saying, hey, look how my little baby girl is doing. Jer's like,
lights up when he's describing this, and I know the feeling. I can relate. I've never told anyone on the internet this except for Dankula. I mean, there's never been a reason to. But when Dankula describes his daughter, he could be describing my daughter. My daughter is autistic, ASD level 3, mostly non-verbal. She's incredibly smart and outgoing, and one of the happiest kids you'll ever meet. But yeah, ASD level 3.
okay. Let's see. I'm more so for adults, and for a lot of them, they'd actually. For a lot of adults. So level 3, autism spectrum disorder. Essentially, it's okay. Let me just look it up. Okay, requires very substantial support, marked by severe communication difficulties. So usually nonverbal or very few words. Maybe to the point that they have to do sign language. So it just depends. Extreme inflexibility. So muscles. Pretty much are pretty engaged a lot. So a lot of times so they're tight, like all the time, like almost like, you know how you like flex your muscles? Like imagine, it depends on who it is, but essentially imagine like you're going 10%, right? That's a little hard to control. And then keep that 10% around your body, but it just depends on who they are. So essentially like now go 100% and then try to do anything. Most of the time, it's around that 70%, 50 to 70% range. At least from my experience. I'm not talking about like overall. I'm just saying my experience. Anyone with inflexibility in the IDD community, usually for me, it's like 50 to 70%, and profound daily living challenges, and that can mean basically anything from toileting to other different types of communication, social interactions. Like there's a whole list, and it's a spectrum. But yeah, it's a pretty difficult thing for parents to go through. And at least the way that Bering's telling it, and his little girl succeeding, that's fucking awesome. That's amazing to hear.
Mostly non-verbal. She's 6 years old. She's in intensive speech therapy and occupational therapy, and she's making really good progress. And when you have a kid that faces challenges like that, when they make progress, when they make some progress, you are honestly, like it's indescribable, the fucking pride that you feel. And that's what you can see on Dankula's face. Like, as I said, my daughter is 6 years old. She's probably got the verbal capabilities of like a 3-year-old, say a 3.5-year-old. She just started saying, I love you, daddy, in the last like year. You know what I mean? So when they make these steps, it's such.
And the thing is, and that can mean anything. That can mean like literal intellectual disability, or that could just be just the. So that could either mean intellectual disability, like more so, or it can literally mean like courage to even talk, or even just move their brain connecting to the vocal cords. Like, it could be a series of things. And that's kind of the upsetting thing about autism, is that it can be in the head. It could be how the head is connected to the throat. It can be all sorts of shit. And it's very frustrating. And any parent that is going, has a child, with an intellectual and developmental disability, like, especially, like bearing or Count Dacula. And sorry, I'm getting a little emotional because I worked in the field for a long time, and I cannot describe to you like the guys that I in the last few years that I took care of. Like, there's one particular guy, like when you see just like some of the most basic things just be accomplished, and then having it consistently like be accomplished, man, like, it is the best feeling in the world. And I'm not a father, so for bearing, I bet you that is just top tier. Oh, sorry, guys. Thank God I wear these sunglasses, because I cried once in a video. I'm gonna try not to do it again.
A good moment. And he's portraying this pride to his dear friend of 10 years. And what does Jeremy fucking say? Oh, she was asking me about double penetration. You realize you're a fucking prick, right? Like, if one of my friends said that to my face, they'd probably get a fucking backhander. Now, let me just clarify. I think what Jeremy...
Oh, yeah. I think it's unspoken, like, because a lot of the community, like, I'm a mod for J Viper, I'm a mod for Smash JT, and they're both parents. If anyone in the chat says anything about anyone's kids, like, we've never discussed this, but every mod knows, banned right off the bat. It's like, you are out of here if you disparage their kids. We're like, get out of here. You are no longer welcome.
Was trying to do is he was trying to be funny. See, on the teaser,
it took my John here coming in, it took my parents 16, 17 years until they knew that I had Asperger. Oh yeah, Asperger. I never really the thing is, like, Asperger's, you don't really, in my line of work specifically, because mine was more so high behavior, I never ran into that like professionally. Every once in a while I'd meet someone who said that they had Asperger's. And the thing is, because it's like a sidestep of autism, like it gets confusing when you start talking about it, but yeah, it's kind of the way that I've always described it, at least just in a personal sense, like kind of minor autism. There's certain challenges here and there that are a little bit more obvious than someone with like full-blown autism, but but the thing is, it's like, you can live your day-to-day life for the most part, like most normal people. So, but the thing is, John, if your experience is different, let me know. I'm just going off of my experience from professionally working in the field with high behaviors, and every once in a while in the personal sphere.
Podcast, the podcast that Jeremy deleted. When my daughter was born, I think the chat sort of had a running joke of, let's start the 18-year countdown. It was a fucking skeezy internet joke. And it was something you'd expect from a fucking live chat, you know what I mean? And so that sort of became a joke. When Dankula's kids were born, the joke came up again. And so Jeremy was trying to sort of do that. But there's a big fucking difference between randos on the internet saying, oh, 18-year-old fucking countdown, and your dear friend of 10 years saying, oh, she was telling me about double penetration, after he was telling you about how proud he was of the progress she'd made. Now,
yeah, context does matter. Like, live chat, you guys can get away with some stuff because I interact with you, like, essentially, yeah, I interact with most of you like every time I stream, right? If you see some rando like come in maybe for a day a week, and like, you don't really get to know him too well, this person really doesn't understand the chat, you go, okay, then you keep your eye on him a little bit. Or if I'm on someone else's stream and I start, mouthing off some shit, and the thing is, I have before, and I've gotten kicked off, and you know what? Haven't not been drinking. So that's good. The thing is, like, you will face the consequences of that. And I know we all hate consequences, but sometimes they are a matter of life in order to learn and improve.
Grant kind of laughed this whole thing off because he was being a polite guest. He didn't want to make waves. I kind of understand that. But like I said, Jeremy, if you were my friend and you were in front of me and you said something like that, back of my fucking hand. I mean, this incident was even written about by Luther Morgan in his book, the Lolcow book. There's a whole fucking page on it. By the way, check out Amazon. I think it's on Amazon. It's a good read. But
The Lolcows, the internet's never-ending tragedy. You know, I might look that up while we do this.
this has been published, Jeremy. My point is, you don't know our families. You're not close with us like that. Or me and my family at the very least. You're a fucking prick. Let's continue.
And for the most part, the first chance they could get to make a buck off me in a time when it was popular to do so.
A buck? He made one fucking video as far as I can tell. Dude. Dermy Wormy? I think he's the dude that's made more videos about you than even Kino Casino. And you're going on bearing for one video? Really? And it wasn't even that bad? It was just addressing the situation, him describing how he felt about it, and was actually fairly kind? Really?
That's exactly what they did. And, hey, Baba, Hucky, don't knock that over. But, Ruby. But, I mean, you could just say nothing, too, during times of tumultuous stuff.
Yeah, I could have said nothing, but...
Wait, hold on, real quick. I didn't notice this, like, because it wasn't there. But no, Jeremy Hambley is in the book. Like right here. Jeremy Hambley, a.k.a. The Quartering. Hambley rose to prominence, making content calling out the politicization of popular culture. We all do that now. He was able to translate complaining about movies, celebrities, and corporations into millions of views. However, his channel quickly turned into a content factory of slop with diminishing returns. He's in this book? When did this book come out? Hold on. I want to see when this book came out. When did book come out? December 2025. And then an audio version was released January 9th. Holy shit. Did the Kino Casino stuff even happen back in 2025? Smash Raid. Well, welcome, Smashers. Sorry, my multi-chat doesn't pick up when someone raids me. Thank you for coming in. We're just talking about Jeremy Hambley because I was going to talk about this, but more stuff came up.
But that would make me a massive hypocrite, wouldn't it, Jeremy? See, when Matt Jarbo flagged down all those motherfuckers,
thank you, Smash.
we all said something. That's shithouse behavior. Now, you fucked up. No, wait, that's not even the right wording. You were intentionally and arrogantly malicious. You tried to destroy the livelihoods of people. You tried to destroy someone's YouTube channel. And what me and a few other people you called friends...
Do we know if the editor, I know he won some sort of thing in Ireland, but was he able to get the channel back? Sorry, I've been out of the loop a little bit since about that particular part of the whole saga.
Did is simply police our own.
I would be completely fine
Have a good
with
one, Smash.
all of everything that's going on, even though we may disagree on certain things. If they would police their own, there are lots of problems in each community, and nobody ever really wants to seem to police their own. They have shown that they won't police their own. So rather than police their own, they don't police their own, meaning they don't get bad faith actors out of their groups. I wish they would police their own a little bit more. What has to happen is they have to police their own.
Oh my God. The thing is, guys, I've been policed before. Got a nice smack on the wrist a few times. Maybe even a slap. I did not enjoy it. Was not fun. Had to kind of earn my way back a little bit in some hemispheres. But thank God those people did. You want to know why? Because they fucking cared. See, Bearing right now, he was a Care Bear. He was the Care Bear. He's like, Jeremy, I want to help you out, bud. You're kind of fucking up.
I am going to make a video, just going to let you know ahead of time. But I'm going to address it. I'm going to be as nice as possible. But you're fucking up. And then once the policing goes on to Jeremy, oh, no, I just don't like it when everyone else does it. Retard.
If I wanted to make a buck off you, Jeremy, I would have made a lot more than one video, or two now. I could have made a lot of money off you. Look at people like Luther Morgan. Look at people like Don Flurgandy. Those guys have started what could be very lucrative YouTube careers off your downfall. And
Dermy Wormy. Like, dude. Dude, look at Dermy Wormy's channel. Like, it wouldn't surprise me. Like, I had... Jeremy, Chrissy, Jeremy. Other than his Try Hard podcast, Jeremy is in the thumbnail of every single one. Oh, we got one. We got one over here that he missed. Jeremy. Jeremy. And he's doing great on the views too. Like, I'm glad that I found him with all this Jeremy stuff. And a few months ago, I put my stream out. 2,000 views on each one of the videos. And it was only an hour stream. I think I did 4 videos. Like 1.5 thousand to almost 3,000 views. Unfortunately, I stopped streaming after that for like literally 3 months, but I should have really ridden that wave, but I didn't. That's my bad. Like, let's see. Actually, I'll cut this out, but how's his actual videos doing? Dude, they're doing great. Dude, he had a 40,000 video over the Chrissy Mare one. 51 minutes long. Dude, that is awesome. Dude, Dermy Wormy is fucking killing it. If you don't know who Dermy Wormy is, like, he is like on top of the entire top of it. Here's his channel. Yeah, he's fucking great. Like, go watch him.
Fucking power to him. You did the same thing with Brie Larson, for fuck's sake. But I don't know if it's this like pulling up the ladder sort of thing.
Oh, if you want to blast from the past and you don't know anything about the quartering, just type in the quartering Brie Larson. Or just go to his channel and type in Brie Larson. It is a mountain of content. Like, I'm pretty sure he got like 200,000 subscribers just based on that content.
But like I said, you've become arrogant and a prick. I was thinking about it just after all this happened, right? And I think your fucking problem is that you've developed what I call media company syndrome. See, you had a YouTube channel and you got very successful.
Okay, let's see what this means. A progressive condition affecting content creators in which sustained algorithm success induces the delusion that one is an institution rather than a bloke in a spare bedroom talking to a foam-covered stick. Symptoms include referring to oneself in the plural. We're excited to announce the sudden appearance of head of partnerships, who is in fact a mate from school, and the belief that one has had a brand identity instead of a webcam and an opinion. Holy shit, that is Jeremy, like right then and there. Like, and the thing is, you can't really say this about, like, Jeremy Hambley, like, as much as he tries to be like coffee brand coffee, the quartering, he's not like a brand. Like, technically he is, but you know what I mean? Like, he's not Walmart. He's not side scrollers. He's not Markiplier. You know, when you think you're just bigger than you actually are? Like, the only people that can say it, and we're here to pronounce, is people like side scrollers, because no matter what, if they don't have a guest or anything like that, then it's still going to be Stuttering Craig, Blabs, and Phoenix. So they can say, you know, we're proud to announce, you know, VTuber Tuesday. I forget what their show. Oh, the VTuber Showdown or something like that. I think that's the show that they got. They can do that. Jeremy, even though he has, Melanie Macaroni, when we all hear the quartering, we just think of the quartering. Side scrollers, yes, do it. I think of Craig first. But the thing is, because it's called side scrollers, and because they've been established, at least for the last few years, I think of those three. I think of Craig, I think of Blabs, I think of Phoenix. They can call themselves a brand. I wouldn't consider the quartering an institution or a brand. I would constitute him as a locale loser. I hope he ends up on the locale podcast one day. Delusions of grandeur. Well, he's pretty fucking delusional.
Like 1 million subscribers. You got 2 million subscribers. You got a fuckload of views. And all of that happened because you were relatable. See, a lot of people post quartering drama ask me, what did anyone ever fucking see in Jeremy? And the answer is, you were relatable. You were just a fat guy from fucking Wisconsin. You played with cards, you bitched about movies, that sort of thing. You were just some guy in his spare bedroom talking shit. Just like the rest of us. Just like the Keno Casino.
Well, the thing is, the quartering, he's not special anymore. He has a live show. Back in the day, he did not have a live show, really. He just had 5 videos that he would make, about 5-6 videos a day. He'd choose 5 topics and then just record them separately and then release them. He didn't have it. He was doing the live stream clip thing before people, as a YouTuber and not as a live streamer. Now he does that as a live streamer. He was one of the people that did that. And so that's one of the reasons that he got popular, is because the algorithm at the time really rewarded consistency and uploading. And if your face is there every day, at some point, someone's going to click you. Or you're promoted, or you get on a live stream. There's a lot of different venues. But honestly, if he wouldn't have done that with the algorithm at the time, I don't think Jeremy would be as successful or got as many subscribers, because the amount of subscribers does not equal success. Look at Boogie2988.
Just like Yellow Flash, just like Camelot, and you're still just a prick in his spare bedroom talking shit into a microphone. But you've kind of developed this belief that you're like a media company now. You've got all this staff, you're a big important motherfucker. Now, there's nothing wrong with having staff. There's nothing wrong with having editors and that sort of shit. But you became so big and so arrogant and so media company brained that you thought your shit didn't stink. And it very much does.
Man, I would love to have an editor. I would love to have an editor, so I could just live stream and then I don't worry about uploading on the second channel. That would save me so much time. Someone that just does shorts or clips from the live stream. Oh God. Hit that subscribe button and I will get there one day. You never know.
Fucking stink. That's why you thought you could silence people who were being mean to you on the internet. But if people wanted to watch a media...
Well, the thing is, Sergeant Sapien, a lot of people blow up for different times. So a good example is Smash JT. So, he was a fairly decent channel. I forget where he was at when I started viewing him, but I started viewing him around 2024 when the whole completionist saga was going on. Smash JT was cooking out those videos almost on the daily, right? So then, his subscriber base grew from that. And then, there wasn't a big thing, but he was really hitting hard on it. And then we had the Alyssa Mercante saga. And then he got sued. And then now that's died down. Now everyone's kind of twiddling their thumbs with the thumbnail, with the lawsuit. And they're like, is this going to be dismissed yet? Honestly, that's where we're at. The new saga right now, and he's not even hitting on it all that hard, is the quartering. But right now, Smash's big thing is Marathon. Him going, it's that time again, and I've already given him maybe 15, 20 thumbnails just on Marathon for him to use. I technically probably shouldn't make any more, but I keep being inspired by movie posters and making them. So I think Marathon's going to drag out for a little while longer. And then the next thing's COVID, is one of them. A lot of people blew up during COVID. It wasn't just Jeremy Hambley. A lot of people, already successful YouTubers and live streamers popped up. A lot of live streamers for the first time popped off. So I would say there's the different sagas. Like, people blow up in different parts of time. So it wasn't just COVID, because I remember like back in 2016, 2017, like Jeremy was all over the place. Like he couldn't escape my feed.
Media company like Fox News, then they'd watch Fox News. People tune into YouTube for the most part to watch a motherfucker with a microphone talking shit in his spare bedroom. And as a fellow motherfucker with a microphone talking shit in his spare bedroom, I am going to call you out and tell.
One day, I will afford a spare bedroom and not from my own bedroom. Like and subscribe so one day I will have my own goon shed.
Tell you the truth.
They're not your friend if they're not willing to call out bad behavior. That's what real friends do. Real friends don't expect their other friends to be in lockstep with them. Real friends interrupt you when you're making a mistake. Join a community of people that wants you there and
you have to pay for my friendship. Pay for my friendship so I can pay other people to join me on my streams because I'm so lonely. I have a wife. I could have had kids. Something's going on with the wife. No, nothing's going on with the wife, if you know what I mean. Pay me. Pay the quartering so he can have friends on his live stream. I'm sorry, but with the context that we have now, I don't know. Pay me so I know that you like me. Oh, I think that might be what it is. I have a numbered validation outside of subscribers and likes. I can have a $sign valuation on how much people like me. That is you, Jeremy Hambley. You are the orange.
We'll tell you the truth as they see it, not act like a spoiled brat.
Let's continue.
Now, I'm not talking about my viewers, but I'm talking about.
But you want them to pay you. And look, we all want to be successful streamers. We want to be successful YouTubers. That's fine. But the thing is, grifting as hard as you do with an already perceivably successful channel, at that point you really shouldn't be. Like, how many live streamers you see nowadays are just like, yeah, go for a membership and da-da-da-da-da. I don't even remember the last time Smash was like, hey, for a membership, this. I don't remember the time. I don't think he's ever even fucking mentioned it. The only thing that he's mentioned about the membership in like the last year is how YouTube has these like weird guidelines on how many, custom emotes you can have.
Other content creators who are all snakes. I could do a 2-hour video and lay out just how much of a piece of garbage just about everybody I've worked with is.
Well, then why don't you fucking do it? Stop being a pussy. For fuck's sake, you've got this mentality that like everyone snaked you. I didn't snake you. I came to you privately. Before I made that initial video, I came to you and I said, what the fuck is going on here? Care to explain? And you lied to me. All you did was fucking lie to me. I even told you I was going to address it. I told you I was going to make a video. And after the fact, I'm some massive asshole. I didn't do anything I didn't tell you I was going to do. Stop being a bitch. If you've got dirt on people and you want to get revenge, then fucking do it.
That's actually a good point. Like, he really does, like, even on his live stream, he doesn't address anything. He doesn't address any beef. He's just wishy-washy with it. Like, you can just go on X, type in the quartering, like, he's just saying shit in regards to his live streams and videos. He's not addressing it. He uses X for that, and then everyone piles on top of him. It's like no matter how much this man loses, he just cannot see the reality. The quarter pounder weighs nothing. Well, he weighs more than a quarter pound, but you know what I mean.
Reveal all, I don't give a shit. Because I, for the most part, am not a prick. And whatever you release is going to show that. Jeremy, do you hang out with many men? Like, do you have real friends in real life who are men? Because what you're doing...
Melanie Macaroni. She is literally... Well, these two are the horseshoe theory, like, in real life. They go so far in one well, actually, no. Jeremy's a different animal. Melanie Mac, she is definitely the horseshoe. You go so far right that he ended up relating to the left. Or vice versa, in her case, what I said the first time. And her, I forget her name, because honestly, I don't care. Like, she's actually fairly consistent. I'm glad that she bailed out of there.
What you're doing right now is very female coded. Like, I haven't thought about this shit for fucking months. And all of a sudden you pop back up having a subtle passive aggressive crack at something that was like a moment months ago. It just seems like very womanly behavior, like someone who probably wouldn't get along with men. Like, I tell my mates the truth all the time. It's what blokes do. It's a thing. A disagreement isn't the end of the world. It doesn't mean I want you to die or something. I don't think you like being told the truth.
Hannah,
and I think there's proof. See, Luke started telling you the truth, and all of a sudden, miraculously, mysteriously, Luke's off the fucking show.
I respect people's time, and I don't want to bullcrap them.
That wasn't Steak says, you think her recent marriage pushed him to the edge more to act out? I don't know, dude. No idea. I think he just needs to stop drinking. I think that's like 70 to 80% of what's going on. I think there's a good possibility that he got really drunk while he was hearing about the whole Kino Casino thing, made a bitch fit to all the platforms to try to take them down. It didn't work. And then once he woke up in the morning and realized what he did, he couldn't face himself in the mirror, so he doubled down. That's what it sounds like to me.
I don't want to lie to you. I don't want to tell you stuff that isn't going to come out to be true just because it makes you feel good. Like, a real friend tells you the truth, right?
Right.
Whether you like it or not. All right?
Yeah,
a real friend tells you the hard stuff that you're not wanting to hear. They're going to tell you, put that soda down. You know, they're going to tell you, like, hey.
Put the beer down, Jeremy. Put the whiskey down, Jeremy. I'm drinking some 7-Up. And I have some grape drink right here. And I have 2 Diet Cokes behind me because mentally that makes me think that I'm healthy. Just be honest with yourself. Like, yeah, I have these 2 sugary drinks. I have been on a no sugar kick, like low sugar kick recently. But you know what? I've been good. So I'm just kind of rewarding myself a little bit. It's okay to have a beer or 2 every once in a while. I had a beer about a week, 2 beers about a week ago. No, a few days ago. Then I stopped. I've been practicing. I have been a good boy. You can do the same, Jeremy. You can do the same.
You got to take care of yourself, right? So I prefer those people in my life. If you just want a show just to like be entertained and like, be lied to and told sweet little nothings. I mean, you're also a person that probably believes that strippers really like you too.
Yeah, so I reckon that.
Oh, yeah. I was drinking. I still have an empty can of LaCroix right next to me.
That moment right there is why Luke's gone. I mean, he's gone because of money troubles, but he had to pick one. And Luke was his least favorite because he told him the truth. And he's not a fucking yes man like Melanie Mac. Like, literally, she's a yes man or a yes woman. All she does is...
Yeah, all she does is, oh, yeah, uh-huh. That's crazy. Oh, yeah, I understand that. That's what she does, like the entire show. And then she'll have like 2 or 3 moments where she actually says something of substance. But most of the time, she's nodding her head and being a good little girl and collecting her $500 a show. Easy work.
You say, yeah, that's good, Jeremy.
It was just that one day And I think it might have been that I just hadn't eaten anything. And then I ended up getting anxiety about it, which made it worse. And but other than that, that was over a week ago now. So this week has been good. I survived a bachelor party. I did have a few of the ladies' White Claws.
She's an annoying woman who turns up because you pay her.
She's a puppet. Or what does the Brits say? Oh, yeah. She's a muppet.
$500 a fucking episode or something. I mean, Luke really hit the nail on the head with the thinking strippers like you thing. It's basically what's going on. Now, there was also this little number about...
Wait, and if I'm not mistaken, I think she's on 2 live streams a week, $1,000 a week. Damn, maybe 3. Man, that's good money. That's really good money, especially on someone else's channel. Like if you, which is kind of it's a little insane. Sorry, it's a little insane. Like a majority of probably the podcasts that you watch, like Friday Night Tights, they're all there for free. A majority of YouTubers, like they go on the big shows, Hypnotic Saturday Show. I forget what it's called. Saturday Night Hypnosis. Everyone is on there for free because majority of the time, ever since the beginning of just online discourse, it's just free advertising. You're putting yourself out there, and hopefully, people from that channel will migrate to you and watch your videos as well. It's a win-win. You get a bunch of like-minded people who also have strong opinions, and they argue and they fight and they agree and disagree. Free promotion for yourself. Now, it's a little different, and the thing is, that's different with every channel. Like, if you look at side scrollers, Blabs and Phoenix, they're employees. But the thing is, they have a different business model. And they're fucking killing it. They're doing great. Honestly, I do not understand, other than Jeremy wanting female attention, why he hired them in the first place. Yeah, paid on exposure. And literally, it's the only time where that actually works here on YouTube. Like, I remember back in the day, like you'd always hear like bands like getting gypped out of like a wedding or playing at a bar, and like, well, you got paid in exposure. It's like, but they've been there like 7 times. Like, we've been exposure 7 times. This is still a lot of work to carry everything on. We'd like to get something, please. No, the internet is where like it's completely acceptable to be paid by exposure. Absolutely.
Ago. I saw a clip on Twitter. I thought, that's fucking me. He's talking about me. I couldn't be fucked responding, but we're here now. Let's do it.
Now, you could talk about certain quote-unquote internet friends that I thought I had over the years that were willing to turn on you for $100.
Jeremy, it wasn't $100. It was $735.
$735. Man, I would love to get that kind of change. That'd be amazing. Let's see, how many views is he at now? See, he's at 99,000 views. Yeah, he's going to get, what, $500 from this? Probably some more subscribers? Hell yeah, good for Bearing.
$5.79. And you know where that $735.79 went? It didn't go towards a Cybertruck. It didn't go towards like 10 grand worth of kids playing cards. It didn't go towards a $30,000 saltwater aquarium or a fucking dog track or whatever the fuck you
I do not understand how someone can pay almost $1,700 for this. You could literally get a like even just labor. You can get a local like carpenter or contractor to do it for you for like $300. Or you can even learn to build one on YouTube. It would be great exercise, Jeremy, and you learn a new skill.
On your audience. It went into a high growth index fund for my daughter. So in 30 years time, when I'm old and feeble and fucked, that $735.79 will be my daughter's 15 odd grand. I mean, that's not a bad couple of hours work if you ask me. But that's besides the point. I didn't make that video to make a profit. I made that video because it should have been made. See, there's no cabal here, Jeremy. There's no conspiracy. There's no fuck Jeremy plot. What's happened here is
there's no fuck Jeremy plot. It's just Jeremy fucking himself and everyone pointing it out. That's all it is. You took a shit on the carpet and everyone's rubbing your nose in it, Jeremy. Jeremy, Mr. Hambley, Jer Bear, Bear. Shut up, I'm hilarious.
It's really simple. A bunch of your peers called you a prick because you were being a prick. And now you're taking passive-aggressive jabs at people like a pussy. I even offered several times to jump on a live stream on your channel and discuss this whole thing. If you're being treated unfairly, if we're all wrong, if this is some sort
I don't hate anyone, man. You're always welcome to fire up a live stream. We can address things. I can't address things, and Jeremy says I can't address things because everyone around me gets attacked. All I can do is grind. Okay. Then why are you making such a fucking big deal out of this, dude? I mean, I've said this several times. Everyone is saying this several times. Just apologize. But he won't. He won't apologize.
of conspiracy against you. Let's get it out in the open. But you won't do that because you're a... You know what I'm going to say. But here's the thing, Jeremy.
I think, Bearing, I might steal that graphic for the live stream. Not gonna lie.
You don't have to be a pussy. This is a choice you're making. You could confront this whole thing. You could man up and address everything. Being a pussy is not an immutable characteristic. It's just a choice. Just choose not to be a pussy. The offer's still open, by the way. Let's do it.
But most of the...
Dude, I would totally... You want to see viewership on Jeremy's streams that aren't bots? Invite Bearing to your stream and address it. You will see super chats so long you can't even count. Just don't do what Chrissy Mayer did and actually read them and address them.
Those people that did that match the stories about what I heard about them behind the scenes.
Such as?
You know, people that would sell you out.
Great point by Bearing. Such as what? Such as what? See, like, when people address things, there's usually context behind them. Or when they don't address things, there's usually context behind them. And I hate to bring up Smash JT a lot. He's in the middle of a lawsuit. He did talk about the lawsuit a lot for a lot of time, but then, you know, the journo lawyers kept taking his words out of context and fucking it all up, so we had to stop talking about it. Because lawyers are disgusting pieces of shit. Not Ron Coleman, though. He is the man. Absolutely. He is the man. He can do no wrong. Well, well, I won't say that. But he is a BAMF. He is a badass motherfucker. But there is context of why people can't address things. Either it's a safe, like, Smash knew who I was. He did not reveal that because I said that I wanted to protect my privacy. Well, other people did that, revealed my identity for me. So, yeah. So there's context to everything. But the thing is, we know the context here of why you're not going to address Bearing. We know the context of why you're not going to address the entire debacle with Kino Casino. You are just going to go on the attack. You're not going to take any accountability, and you're going to double down until you have nothing left. You fat piece of shite.
Your lowest moment to make a single video and profit from it, you could always kind of tell. And I'm not going to name names, but they know who they are.
Wait, so you're telling me that you could always tell that I was like some massive asshole and you just never did anything about it? I think that is...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just friends for 10 years. And one video that he warned you about... that was far too kind, some might say. And you're going to throw a little hissy fit and destroy a friendship just based on that? You are a pussy, Jeremy Hambley.
Pathetic cope. You just don't like being confronted with the truth, and now you're all salty about it. You're on your period. If you want to be like internet enemies, Jeremy, that's fine. I got no problem with having internet enemies. It's actually quite profitable. The retarded feminists of like the mid-2010s basically paid off my mortgage. But you know what's really fucking sad, man? At least the retarded feminists had the nutsack to say my name. Anyway, that's about me done.
Oh... The left libtard feminists would actually address him. Jeremy Hambley, the quartering, is worse than a feminist. He's so female coded, he has gone into the higher upper echelon of feminism, which is, as Bering would say, a pussy.
Thank you very much for watching. If you have any comments, leave them down below or at my Twitter. It's at bear_ing. All right, I'll catch you later. Ta-ta. Bye-bye.
Okay. That was a fantastic video. Let me see. Yeah, let's just go ahead and... Oh, perfect. I can just share that. All right, copy video URL. All right. There's the original video. And you know what? I will... Oh. And then I will share the first original video that he did. There we go. All right, let's get back here. Oh, man. That was quite the slog there. But we got through it, and that was a very, very entertaining video, I must say. Let's see here. Nope, don't do that. We are going to bring this up, and... Okay, there we go. All right. Great wordplay there, too, given that the upper echelon half defended Jeremy. I don't remember the last time I've seen an upper echelon video. I didn't even know that he defended Jeremy Hambley at all. I'll take a look at that later. Probably not during the show, but yeah, I'll take a look. Because I don't know, I go back and forth with upper echelon nowadays when I do see some of his videos. Like, I remember seeing one where I went, huh? What are you talking about? And then I've seen another where I go, oh, the great video. I was misled by this creator, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, I mean, I think he's a great upper echelon is a great content creator. I think that he kind of every once in a while has his head up his own ass a little bit, smells his own farts. But other than that, overall, you know, he addresses really important points, and I think he's a really good investigator. I think he gets the opinion from what he researches wrong, or I disagree with his opinion. Like half the time. But overall, great content creator. But we must move on. Because I don't know if you know, ladies and gentlemen, but it shouldn't be bears that we should be worrying about. It shouldn't be lions. And it shouldn't be tigers. Oh my. I know I did the wording on that wrong, but that's fine. Because if you did not know, dogs are shooting people. Do not give guns to your dogs. Because the other day, well, actually, this was in May, a Scott Bluffs police responds to gunfire at convenience store after a dog accidentally shoots a person with a shotgun while in the back seat of a car. The Scottsbluff Police Department was called to a convenience store. Hold on, there we go. Convenience store Saturday after a dog accidentally shot a person with a shotgun. Yeah, this happened. Officers were called to the shortstop at that address. After receiving a report that a person had been shot. Oh no, wait, they said shotgun, shot by a BB gun. Oh, so one of the BBs hit somebody at 12:07 p.m. While on the way, they're informed that the incident involved the shotgun. Upon arrival, so they found out later that they were shot. Upon arrival, officers found a truck with an attached camper. The passenger side door panel of the vehicle had taken damage consistent with a shotgun blast. According to the police, the owner of the truck had pulled into the convenience store while the passenger was standing near the front passenger side door. A dog in the back seat moved from one side of the vehicle to the other. The dog somehow triggered a shotgun that had a live shell in the chamber, causing the firearm to discharge. At the time, dude, this is real life. I mean, everyone thinks that we should be worrying about immigration. Everyone thinks that we should worry about the loony lefts. Everyone thinks that we need to worry about communism. I'm telling you, friends, we need to worry about dogs with guns. That is my number one priority right now. Because at the time of the gunfire, a woman was stopped at the traffic light on Avenue 1 with her arm resting out of the window. One pellet from that shotgun blast struck her in the upper right arm. Her injury was not believed to be life-threatening, and a family member was transported her to the Regional West Medical Center for treatment. So I don't know if it broke the skin or not, how far it went in. So everyone was okay. But the thing is, guys, when I say that dogs and guns are a real threat to Western society, a dog actually killed his owner. And this was bad. This was 3 years ago.
There is a bizarre story involving a hunter who was killed. A hunter who was killed while he was out with his dog. And the authorities in Kansas are saying the dog actually pulled the trigger and killed and ended up.
You guys think that I'm not being serious. A man lost his life because his dog either was a serial killer for humans, or we can go femme-coded way, and the dog was being abused. But either way, dogs with guns are a danger to society.
Killing its owner, it is a strange, to say the least, obviously bizarre story. But the story is that the hunter
How does that happen?
The gun was in his vehicle, somewhere in the vehicle.
Do not leave dogs with guns in vehicles. There seems to be a trend there.
Yeah, I think Charles, the gun was in the back seat, exactly. The dog was in the back seat, and the dog somehow, obviously we don't know exactly how, but somehow caused the trigger to be pulled. The gun discharged, went apparently through the front seat into the body of the owner.
It is so strange. What was really strange, Jason, when I first saw this?
Yeah, it's strange. But for some reason, this is the second story when I was researching this. That's the strange part, that it happened more than once.
It reminded me, this happened a couple of months ago, but we had to look it up. It happened in Turkey. Same thing with a hunter out with.
Okay, make that a third one. Same thing. It's happening in Turkey. It's happening in America. Dogs and guns apparently are a deadly combination. Are they man's best friend? Stay tuned.
This dog put the gun down. I think that one was in the back in the bed of the truck or something. And his dog, that's the hunter.
You would think that's like a once-in-a-lifetime freak story, Charles, right? And the fact that it's happened twice now in a matter of months is...
It's really sad. I mean, unfortunately, I think what we're looking at here is really a lack of gun safety. I think
A lack of gun safety? Who's going to predict a dog is going to go on a mass shooting spree? Who is ever going to think that? Well, now we do. Now we do, people. By the way, outside the joke I'm making, fucking retarded. This isn't a gun safety issue. No one would think that a dog would accidentally pull the trigger. Okay. Dogs are crazy.
Gun owners would say this kind of tragedy can really be prevented through common sense safety mechanisms. But, you know, you get, like with all things, we lay our guard down from time to time, not thinking that anything bad could happen. It's just an awful, tragic thing.
The way that they're presenting this is as if, like, the dog had any control or knowingly, like, no, you worry about humans with this. They have paws, people. They have paws. Yeah, Sergeant Sapien, paws up. Don't shoot. This is such a retarded thing. It's a gun safety thing. No, this was an act of dog sees God.
Right. The lesson on this one, and this is not, you know, earlier we were talking about gun reform, and this is not that.
No.
This is just, like you said, just being smart with your gun.
Right.
And
safety's on.
But wow.
Tell me from your California without telling me you're from California.
Just a bizarre story out of Kansas. And by the way, we just had not a similar story, but a hunter who sadly their dog was shot because another hunter mistook it for, that was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
See, that was intentional, but also an accident. The human has phalanges. that are capable of squeezing.
Took it for a wolf.
Yeah.
But I can see that.
You know, listen, anytime we've talked about gun reform and changing gun laws here, I've always said, I don't personally hunt, but I know people who do.
It's a way of life in certain parts of the country. Right, we're from the Northeast, Charles. It's not something you really do out there.
Yeah. Well, no, that's not true.
I mean...
Well, clearly you don't do it, sir.
People don't hunt in the Northeast?
No. Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going?
What are you talking about?
Hot take Babcock. What are you talking about?
Okay, we're not going to get further into this, but guess what? Looking further,
it sounded like one of those goofy headlines. It couldn't pop.
Another one from 3 years ago. Apparently 3 years ago, the dogs had a fucking meeting and went, "We are no longer man's best friend. We are man's worst enemy. It's time for war."
Possibly be real, but it was. Les Trent on the tragic freak accident in which a man was killed when a dog stepped on a loaded rifle.
Dog bites man. You see headlines.
Dog bites man. That's the. You could do better, guys. You can do better.
Like that all the time. But dog shoots man? That's a rare one. But cops say it happened to this guy, 30-year-old Joseph Smith. Smith was in the passenger seat of his buddy's pickup truck. In the back, hunting gear and a rifle and a dog. According to the police, a K9 belonging to the owner of the pickup stepped on the rifle, causing the weapon to discharge. Smith was fatally shot in the back. It's not known who owned the gun.
How do you not know who owned the gun? I think it was clearly him, right?
His friend is absolutely beside himself.
Chris Brown is Smith's boss at a plumbing business in Wichita, Kansas. He says this photo...
Oh, this is the same story.
Photo shows Smith with his own beloved dog, Ruger. How do you process losing somebody that close to you in...
Well, see, I like that Inside Edition is actually just making this about the actual incident and not making like a gun safety issue. Okay, so that was my bad, guys. I didn't think that it was the same thing. That was my bad. But there was another one.
There's a killer dog. Well, he didn't kill nobody, but the dog stepped on it and it went off.
The dog shot her?
Yeah.
It's a 911.
See, this is the man who does not get bothered.
One call so bizarre, even the Enid dispatcher had trouble believing it.
She's bleeding pretty bad.
I don't feel good. I don't feel good. I gotta lay down.
Is she gonna have...
I gotta lay down.
44-year-old Tina Springer in the passenger seat with a gunshot wound through her leg, screaming for help. 79-year-old Brent Parks behind the wheel on the phone with police.
What happened?
Well, a gun went off.
She shot herself?
No, she didn't do it herself.
Who shot her?
Well, it just went off. We had a dog in here and he stepped on the gun.
Turns out Molly's paw pulled the trigger.
Molly, settle down.
Molly...
Yes. Maybe the dog did have intent. Look at this killer.
7-month-old Labrador Retriever. Police say the dog was spooked and jumped from the back seat onto the center console while they were waiting for a train to pass. Under that console, a loaded .22 caliber pistol.
Not even a rifle, a pistol? Holy shit.
Force setting off the gun and Springer taking a bullet to her left thigh.
Oh, that's a good point, Molly. Oh, wow, that is ironic. That is ironic. Oh, I did get this part. I did watch this earlier, but look what the guy fucking says. I don't know if it's girlfriend or something, but here's what he says to the woman.
Thigh.
Come on, Bubba. You're tougher than that, I know.
Damn it.
What seemed like an
I like how the guy's just like, just old man energy is like, no, you're fine. Come on. You're okay. You only got shot by the dog.
Eternity, the two wait for an ambulance. The pain so terrible, the dispatcher then walks Parks through making a makeshift tourniquet, a piece of clothing right off of his body.
I'm trying to find something to wrap around her leg.
Okay, do you have a clean, dry cloth?
I can take my belt off maybe and wrap around the head of
Always have a belt on you, people. Always have a belt on you.
Okay, do that.
Finally, paramedics arrived. Springer rushed to St. Mary's Hospital in Enid. Doctors say she will be there through the weekend. As for Molly, she's back at home, and the family vows to steer clear of trains in the future.
All because the dog got spooked by a fucking train. That is all sorts of hilarious. And I'll leave that there. Huh. Okay, hold on real quick, guys. I gotta take a potty real quick. I go for a little pee break, and then I see Amelia, British not skittish, comes in. It's like, what's going on? What is this? Nobody's content? No, that I use that for like. I used to use that for hitting tier 1. Now I use that to go on bathroom breaks. Oh man. Oh man. Hold on, I gotta fix something in my thing, but I think this is the first time that Amelia's actually been in my chat. So so that was kind of funny, just coming in just for that. I think that's hilarious. Okay. All right. There we go. All right. Moving on with the content. And remember, guys, I have a new Chrome extension. You can try it out in the description down below. It's absolutely free. And it helps you organize your tabs, especially if you're someone who does live streaming. And if you use Google Chrome, I guarantee it's a lot easier. It doesn't like get in the way of anything. It's not a hassle. But it could be a hassle for things. It has a lot of different customization options. You can load and preload all your tabs just with a click of a button. But be sure to give it. And Amelia, British not skittish, comes in with the first dono of the night. Right before I get into a story, we're gonna give her a little dance here. No, they can't. They can't make me do it. They can't. It's been 10 months, No.
Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out. Nobody's in the basement, and he's never getting out.
All that just for you, Amelia. All that just for you. I have no idea what jewels do or what they are, but thank you for the jewels. A great way to start the new month. Thank you so much, Amelia. Really do appreciate it. BAMF of the evening, first and second donation. And with that in mind, we are going to move on to the next topic. Now, you probably haven't heard from this crazy lady in a little while. Well, at least not since a certain particular roast. But Chelsea Handley is back in the news, and she's, who would have guessed, a bitch be bitchin'. Chelsea Handler is upset after Forbes named Joe Rogan the highest paid podcaster of 2026. This wasn't a secret, Jeremy. Sorry, not Jeremy. Chelsea. It wasn't a secret. For years now, we know that he's had like an estimated $100 million contract with Spotify. And that's not even including all the YouTube revenue, all the brand deals that he does, stuff that he probably still does with UFC. Like, and what do? You stand up and you act like a cunt. She commented, "Who is paying Joe Rogan $82 million? Give that to our vets or our children." Yes. You decide where people's money go. Millions of people view him on YouTube, Spotify, not Apple Music probably, but no, millions of people view him. He is a successful man. He's been doing this for over a decade, like maybe even 15 years or so now. He's been doing it for fucking ever. He can make as much money as he wants. He can invest it as much as he wants. He has the mothership over in Austin, Texas, where he, promotes getting comedians up and running. There they host Kill Tony, one of the most successful comedy shows on the internet, and you want to bitch on how he spends his money? Fuck off, Chelsea. Fuck off. You're a whore. You're a whore in heels that says disgusting things in their stand-up and nobody likes you. Only sad women who look and act just like you are like you. Here's the part that she seems to miss. Spotify isn't paying Joe Rogan because celebrities approve of him. They're paying him because millions of people choose to listen every month. Whether you agree with them or not, the audience decides his value, not Hollywood. So yeah, shut the fuck up, Chelsea. Your jealousy is showing. And then we have an article here by Colorado. The 51-year-old comedian took to Instagram. God, am I the only person in the world that doesn't use Instagram? Like I have a personal account, but I really don't enjoy. I try to figure it out. I try to search for people, and then I try to find like specific photos, and then like from past like I think that platform's a mess in my personal opinion. About Joe Rogan earning the top slot before his highest paid podcasters because she's jealous. List on July 30th. According to Forbes, Rogan earned about $82 million between June 2025 and June 2026. Who is paying for Joe Rogan $82 million? She asked dubiously. Oh yeah, so he's been doing this for, about, 17 years? Yeah. He's a professional comedian who's been podcasting and interviewing the most interesting people in the world for 17 years. That's why he does that. It is Spotify's top global podcast and #1 podcast on Apple Podcasts. Who would have thought? Oh, and she added, give it to our. Do you give to the vets? Do you give to the vets, Chelsea? I don't know. You have so much anti-military and anti-police propaganda under your belt. You probably fucked half you probably fucked half of the police department by now because you dislike them so much. Because you'll take anybody at a poker table. Considered a polarizing figure in the podcast space, Rogan has been especially critical of President Trump administration, from immigration and customs enforcement officers' tactics to the country's involvement in the Iran war. Yeah, he has his own thoughts on things. For a lot of things, he agrees. What happened here? What the fuck happened to the article? Okay, I just got booted out for some reason. We're just going to move on. So speaking of which, she's complaining about, let's see, the $82 million that Joe Rogan makes every year. How about we talk about Chelsea Handler's estimated net worth of $35 million while being lonely, childless, and living in a mansion? What are you doing with your money? What are you doing with your money, Chelsea? I'm guessing that you put it towards a bunch of political activist groups that just cause cancer all over Los Angeles. Honestly, that's probably what you do. Do I have any evidence of that? No, I don't. I'm just speculating, but that's what I think you do. Oh, I bet you donate to abortion centers as well. Am I right about that? Am I right? Oh, wait a minute. Didn't you do another thing? Weren't you on Jeffrey Epstein's island?
Chelsea Handler went to dinner at Jeffrey Epstein's house in 2010. It's just a fun one. You can look it up. There's articles. It wasn't like a big party. There was like 7 people there. And it was like Prince Andrew and Woody Allen were there. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea Handler.
Okay, yeah. So was all that $32 million from your work, or did you have to give some of that away to Mr. Epstein? I'm just asking questions. Chelsea. Oh, wait a minute. This is what you do, Chelsea.
I don't use Amazon. No one that works with me has been using Amazon.
Bullshit. Hold on. She's what was that? What is that brand called? Poco Lord or Poco? Okay, hold on a second. Poco L-O Poco Loco? Amazon? Hold on, guys. I'll show you. Oh, wait. Does it say L.org? What does that fucking say? What the hell is that?
We have limited our Amazon use.
L-O-K. Yeah, Poco Loco. What the fuck? Sorry, guys. 1 second. Oh, okay. I guess Poco Loco isn't on Amazon. I stand corrected.
I can't say we never use it, but we have.
I do all that fucking research, and she just says the opposite right after the sensei that she doesn't use it. But we've reduced our use a lot.
Reduced our use a lot. All of the actions that we can take to make this a more healthy, loving country.
Boycotting Amazon does not do that. How about we protect the border? Okay. Stop transing kids. Okay. Stop aborting healthy children. All right. And people like you go away. I think we'd have a safer country if you actually got married. Facts.
In this moment are worthwhile. I understand not everyone is in the same position I'm in, but we can all do things to make sure that these companies are not profiting off of ICE. I deleted Spotify. I downloaded Kyobuzz.
Kyobuzz? What the fuck is Kyobuzz? Has anyone ever heard of this? Your music uncompromised. The artist's first independent streaming platform for music lovers who care. Our ecosystem? How are they different? They have a magazine? Hold on. Kyobuzz. What is it? Oh, here we go. How is it different? Kyobuzz is different because it focuses on true high-resolution, lossless audio, human-curated editorial content instead of automated algorithms, the higher artist payouts compared to mainstream services like Spotify. You mean the same mistakes that YouTube made very early on? You mean people that can be bought and paid for to get their songs on to the front page or onto playlists? I don't know. That's a little sus to me.
That's my music app. You can get rid of Apple. You can get rid of Amazon. You can make sure that these companies actually feel an impact. I want people who are.
It looks to me like that they're just any other Spotify clone, which is fine for them to have. If they have a little activism, good for them. It's still the music industry.
Ethical. I want to express compassion. I want people to feel loved and safe in this country. So those are some of the things that I've done, and that's it.
Oh, God. Okay, and then here's a big one. Joan Rivers explains how Chelsea Handler fucked her way to the top. Don't forget, Chelsea Handler was going to Jeffrey Epstein's house for dinner dates, knowing full well what he did to children. And this is from Joan Rivers.
See, Handler gave it to you, Joan, yesterday.
I don't even know who she is. Frankly. You know, when people, I don't know who she is.
You want to hear what she said or no?
Yeah.
All right, I'll play it. I'll give you the short version, 59 seconds. Listen to this. But Joan Rivers was critical of you at one point, wasn't she?
Well, Joan Rivers. I mean, what the fuck do I care about Joan Rivers?
You don't care.
She's a fucking legend. That's why you should fucking care.
Doesn't bother you? It does bother you.
I saw Joan Rivers the other day at E, and she said, hi, you know, her and that daughter.
Melissa. Yeah.
That daughter? Wow. Man, the female coded right there. That daughter. Just those little snipes at each other.
And
you don't like Melissa?
No, I mean, I don't not like her. I mean,
Right.
but I don't think about either one of them ever.
Bad
The
what you
girl
said.
made it on her back, fucking the president. We all know that of the network. Number
Oh my
two,
God, you
she
promised
is
you were
very-
not gonna
no,
say
no.
that.
Too bad. No, she started out.
Wait, maybe
She's a-
somebody missed it. What did you just say, John?
Doesn't matter.
Oh.
We all know how she got there. Number two, she's fine. She's ordinary. She's not a genius.
And that's coming from a genius.
She's an ordinary girl that she was fucking somebody high up in the industry, and they gave her a break, and she's doing okay. I went over very nicely.
Joan, why don't you fuck someone high up in the industry? for
Because
God's
nobody
sake?
wanted me.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's because she did it on her own, ladies and gentlemen. Chelsea Handler will give a handy to any producer on the left side of the street.
I went over to this thing that we had, and I went into the room and went right over to her and said, exactly, hello. She obviously has no manners. I don't know where she comes from.
Jersey.
When I walk over and say, hello, nice to see you. You say, ignored me. Oh.
Wow.
That's number one. Who the fuck do you think you are? That's number one. Number two, she gets up and they say, Chelsea broke into late night for women. Chelsea has started for women.
No, they said she gives so many young comedians their breaks.
Their breaks.
Right.
And also a lot about women in late night. So I walked up as a joke. I said, and I want to thank Chelsea for giving me my break.
That's
a
funny.
joke. But she doesn't have no jokes because she's not that clever.
Yeah, she just said she's just like Whitney Cummings. She just says disgusting shit on stage. And then women are like, oh, yeah, we do all bleed. She's just an older Amy Schumer. That's all that Chelsea Handler is.
So that was number one. And number two, I thought it was very funny. And I said, we're really the same up here.
Right.
You get the big studio. I don't even have a dressing room.
Right.
That's funny. We got laughs.
Right.
So whatever she is, she's a drunk. She has her own show. I don't.
Oh, Chelsea Handler, like, I can't tell you how many clips there is of her on her, just because I've seen them, not specifically on Instagram, but it was shared on X. Just how many times, like, she is just consistently holding a glass of wine and, like, admitting to getting plastered and plowed almost every other night.
Wish her good luck. I don't wish her bad luck. And she used to do jokes about Melissa and me before mean jokes, you know what I'm saying, for no reason when she was first starting. Go fuck yourself in a pool, as my mother said, in a teacup of water. I didn't say the first part.
Why would you fuck yourself in a teacup of water? I don't understand.
In other words,
what was with your mother?
Go drown yourself in a teacup of water. I don't care. I don't think she's particularly funny. We all know how she got what she got. She's doing okay. Good.
You're referring to the fact that she was dating Ted Harbert.
Dating?
Well, but she was living with Ted Harbert.
Yeah,
You're
whatever.
Right.
Good. I don't care. But don't you come after me, you whore. Don't start.
And needless to
with me.
say, when we discussed this morning what we were going to say if this was going to come up, it's not
because
what
I
we
didn't
really
know what
discussed.
And if you guys don't know who Ted Harbert is,
I got into stand-up accidentally because I did a class, a DUI class. I got a DUI.
hold on, we'll get to that. This is Ted Harbert, American executive and former CEO of NBC. That's who she was fucking. That's how she got her start. Yeah. She fucked a dude. Just like, but how majority of women get their money or get gifts or anything. They fuck a dude, leave him, take their money. That's what they do. Anyway, so not only that, this is something that she did in early 2025 after Trump's second term election.
Last week's video about my Home Depot boycott, there were a couple of questions in my messages or comments, and one was, Chelsea, did you get a lip flip? And the
It looks like it.
answer to that is no.
Uh-huh. Sure. Keep telling us that, Chelsea.
The second question was, Chelsea, have you ever been inside a Home Depot? And the answer to that is yes, I have, many, many years ago. And luckily it looks...
Well, everyone's been inside of you. You are Home Depot.
like I'll never have to set foot in one again. But also, my house is under construction.
Well, that's where all the Mexicans are. Don't you want to invite them all in? Don't you want to go and say hi, Chelsea? Say hi to all the illegal immigrants. That's where they all are. You know, they're just hardworking people just trying to get a break. Come on.
Construction. So it's a perfect time for a larger boycott to Home Depot. If you scroll through my carousel, there's more information on Home Depot, and there's going to be a mass protest at all the Home Depots on 11/1, November 1st, which is Day of the Dead. And I'm also going to...
You mean the one where all the Mexicans are not there and celebrating either at restaurants or their house? That's the day? Wow, very clever of you, Chelsea. I need to use this for the video.
To double down on my boycott, and I'm now boycotting Spotify. I've deleted Spotify from all of my stuff.
Yep, we heard you the first time, Chelsea. And I bet you're back on Spotify.
From my phone, from my iPads, they are running ICE recruitment ads. And I am really disgusted watching any of these companies profit off of ICE.
Oh, how dare the government try to get healthy young men to, defend democracy, as the cool kids say.
So the only way to get their attention is to boycott them. I hope you'll join me.
Oh, no, I don't think anyone really joined you because it didn't really make an impact, did it? So this was something I had to double check. So from women being awful, I didn't know until I was 40 years old that the sun and the moon were not the same thing. Chelsea Handler. And I was like, oh, that's probably something that, women being awful is being cheeky about. Nope.
I didn't know until I was 40 years old that the sun and the moon were not the same thing.
And she wanted to vote for a woman for president.
What? It's hard to believe. What are you talking about?
I was shocking to me as well. I mean, I was in Africa. We were on safari. My sister and I were riding an elephant. And my older sister Simone looked up at the sky and she said, Chelsea, look up. It's not often you get to see the sun and the moon at the same time.
She went through all of childhood, all the way through adulthood, all the way to the age of 40. And she's never fucking seen that before? It's actually fairly common. All she had to do was look up.
Yeah. What?
And I go, wait. I go, but they're always together. And as soon as I said that, she turned around. She goes, what did you say? And I was like, oh, shut up. And I was like, honestly, I just assumed when the sun went down, it popped back up as the moon. You know?
A little costume change.
Is that the worst clip we've ever played of a human being on the show?
Yeah. And I thought, no, she's joking or she's being facetious. No, she's got a whole story that goes along with it.
And she wants to influence people to vote for her candidate. And she was voting before she learned that and still votes the same way after the truth is revealed to her. Let's keep going. This is how she says she got her start in comedy.
I got into stand-up accidentally because I did a DUI class. I got a DUI when I was 21. That's not funny, you guys. You didn't yet, okay? I went to DUI school, and on the last day of DUI school, throughout the class, they made everyone get up and tell their DUI stories. And
Yep. I got a DUI once. They do make you do that at the very end of class. So I do believe her on that. That is a real thing.
I was like, mine was ridiculous. I called the cop racist. We were both white. I had to spend 48 hours in Civil Brand, which is the LA women's downtown prison, women's prison. And when I got on stage, I could not get off the stage.
There is no stage. You're essentially in a conference room. There's no stage.
And everyone was laughing, and they were like, this is the greatest story ever. Even the guy who was running the class was like, this is the funniest DUI story I've ever heard. And he's like, but by the way, this isn't stand-up. Get off the stage. And all these people in the class came up to me and said, you should be a stand-up comedian. And so one of the worst decisions in my life, which was drinking and driving, led to one of the most incredible discoveries of my life.
If only she would have stopped drinking, people. If only she would have stopped drinking, we wouldn't have her as she is today. You can stop at any time, Chelsea. It's a little late for kids, but you can stop the drinking at any time. Oh, and there's also this. Because Chelsea, she's like, why do people make fun of me?
Are you having sex right now?
Not in this moment, but I'm having sex, yes.
Good for you. How
Thank
are you
you.
meeting people?
You know what? It's kind of rando. The most recent guy hit me up on DM.
Okay, so the DMs are on the table for you.
If I know the person who DM'd me most recently, I knew.
Got it. And are you meeting people in the wild? Like, does that ever?
Sometimes, yeah. So the last guy I was dating, I met him in Vegas at a blackjack table.
I heard this
That
story.
was a really fun, adventure. We had a great 5-6 months together.
You went public with him.
Listen, me being public with men is I post guys all the time that I'm dating, and they, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not posting them saying this is my boyfriend. It's like who I'm spending time with.
Are you having?
I wonder why they don't stick around. I wonder why, Chelsea. I wonder why. But hopefully this is a good example of why her opinion is not valid and it doesn't matter. Go fuck yourself, Chelsea. Get a husband. Don't adopt any children because, oh my God, you would be just awful. Don't do that. Anyway, real quick, everyone, I'm just going to do something real quick. Oh, there it goes. Okay. For some reason, the touch wasn't working. Okay. Hello? All right, there we go. Okay. That was weird. Anyway, moving on. Let's see here. What do we got? Oh, we got the trans funeral story. Yeah, this is just a little short one, you guys. So, yeah, right here. A trans funeral home director in Houston. Words that I thought would never come out of my mouth ever. I thought I was going to die not hearing those words strung together. In Houston, Texas, has bonded out of an $800,000 bail after he, correctly, was charged for allegedly forging documents to transfer millions of estate assets of a dead person to himself. Michael Green, who now goes by Unique Green, I bet you anything that this dude here met a black woman named Unique who he couldn't get, so he named himself it. I bet you $100 on that. And is referred to as a woman in the media. Also had his business raided where authorities found human organs in a bucket. I don't know how funeral owners work. I could imagine that that is something that could potentially happen. So I'm not going to comment on that. His business also had a $716,000 contract with Harris County. He transported bodies in rented U-Hauls? Wait, is that a common practice? Hold on. I actually reading it a second time. I'm like, wait, what? Hold on. Do funeral homes. Let's take a look. Do funeral homes transport bodies in U-Hauls? If I can type. No, funeral homes do not normally use U-Hauls to transport bodies, and doing so violates standard health laws. Hold on, let me make sure I can see. Yep. And doing so violates standard health laws, professional rules, and U-Haul rental terms. However, rare, highly criticized incidents have occurred during extreme emergencies or severe operational failures. So this person was doing it on fucking purpose. Come on. Because when I read that, I'm like, oh, U-Hauls, whatever. And then I read it again. I go, wait a minute. They're not supposed to be using U-Hauls. Those are commercial. They're not for bodies. You have to do a whole bunch of other shit. Don't they need to have a little bit of insulation and stuff like that? What? This person was doing that? And then there's an article. Whoa. Yeah. 2.2 million state theft. We can listen. Oh, shit. I actually didn't have you guys listen to this yet.
I don't have nothing to say.
I don't have nothing to say. Okay, well, you can wait for your day in court. And is he wearing some sort of Egyptian cross thing here?
I don't have nothing to say. Get out of my face.
How did you make an $800,000
Get out of my face. Find something to do, baby. Get you some shoes that look good. Okay.
See how he's swinging his hips to see, I act like a woman. See how my hips. No. Because we see your shoulders. And your face.
Okay.
Yeah.
She has no comment. At this point, she has no comment on the advice of counsel. I'm not going to allow her to make any kind of statement.
Did you forge those documents?
I don't know, guys. I don't think it's a woman.
Did your mother forge them? Did your mom forge them?
Wait, potentially their mom forged shit? What the hell?
Where did that
maybe your mom forged them. Come on out of the way, baby. Get out of the way.
Organs
Get out of the way. They were for you to eat for lunch. Stupid bitch. They were for you to eat.
Wow, damn. Little cunty. Anyway, here's that article. Let's see if we can listen to this.
Houston funeral home operator freed on $800,000 bond in alleged $2.2 million estate theft case. Written by Michael Garcia.
Okay, no, we're just going to skip that. Okay, Unique Mika Green Bottle? Whatever. 47 made their first court appearance today, Friday morning, 10 days after the arrest on allegations that they posed as a spouse of Lawrence Graham, a 78-year-old man who died in June of 2025. Green Battle's release marks the latest development in a case that stretches from a disputed probate filing to allegations of forged licensing records and improperly retained cremated remains. The investigation also raises questions about how funeral businesses, banks, and courts verify the identities and documents used to control a dead person's property. Yeah. You would hope to do that, but apparently they aren't. Hopefully it gets fixed. Probably won't get fixed till 7 years from now by the standards of how our government works, especially local government. Authorities alleged that Green Battle filed a backdated and forged will bearing a forged will bearing a forged signature and notary seal and used a falsified death certificate to access Gammon's financial accounts before transferring roughly $2 million into a newly opened account. Huh. Weird. The more than $2.2 million cited by investigators includes the value of Gammon's financial accounts and other properties. Investigators also allege the green battle. God, does that say battle or bottle? I can't. Enhance. Battle. Okay. Impersonated another Houston funeral home. What? They've done it twice, people. How do you get away with this a second time? A second time. Submitted fraudulent documents to the Texas Funeral Service Commission to seek funeral director and embalmer licenses, and improperly retained dozens of cremated remains, including Gammon's, at a community funeral home. During a November 2025 search of the business, officers found a bucket containing what charging documents describe as human organs. I'm such a celebrity, Green Battle told reporters as they attempted to reach the elevator. Okay. So yeah, just a little story there. I wanted to cover it because I was like, okay, trans, black, and fraud. Apparently it's not just the Somalians. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed? All right. Yeah, that was just a small story I wanted to get into. Let's see here. Stuff like this needs harsh penalties. Oh, yeah, absolutely. They got out on an $800,000 bond that they're going to have to pay probably a bond bailment back. I mean, $800,000, that is not chump change, and for a judge to just be saying that. So, I mean, I don't know, judges nowadays, but at least it's Texas, so a better handle of what things are going on back right there. We also have another story here that regards Nick Cage, which is kind of interesting. Like they should make a heist movie out of it.
Welcome back. A UK-based production company and a filmmaker are suing Netflix for over $100 million. They claim the company lost a master copy of an unreleased Nicolas Cage movie. In the complaint filed Wednesday, the companies allege they hand-delivered the master copy to Netflix to screen its potential buyer. But
so essentially, Nicolas Cage was in a movie. They went to Netflix and to see if it's something that was worth buying for him. They handed him the hard drive, and then it got fucking stolen.
Netflix allegedly later emailed to say the drive had been stolen. The plaintiffs argue other studios could be dissuaded from purchasing the movie rights if a version is released by an unknown party.
So essentially right now, from what I hear, is that this movie is already on all the pirate sites, which makes it severely difficult for them to show to potential buyers so that they can make money off of their hard work. But now, either that number goes way down for how much someone could have purchased it for, or it won't be bought at all because of the Netflix Netflix not taking proper steps to secure the said hard drive that contained the movie. Man, I had a brain fart just right then there. Check me for a stroke, people.
In a statement, Netflix says, you know who can find this? We're going to steal the... No. In a real statement, Netflix says, quote, disputes any claim that it bears a risk of loss for film delivered without the proper industry standard.
Well, then why did it happen and why can no one find it? Where's the hard drive, Netflix? And this comes from the CBC. Netflix sued for $205 million U.S. after a copy of unreleased Nicolas Cage film was stolen from L.A. office. A UK production company and filmmaker are suing Netflix for $105 million U.S. after a copy of an unreleased Nick Cage movie was stolen from the streaming giant's Los Angeles office. Now, if this was like a heist, Netflix should make a movie about it. As a sorry, and then give it to the and give the profits to the Nicolas Cage team that made the movie. The lawsuit frames the theft as a criminal blow to the commercial prospects of Fortitude, a Second World War spy thriller from director Simon West, Con Air, and Expendables 2. Ooh, yeah, that's something I would have wanted to see. In documents filed Wednesday in California's federal court and obtained by CBC News. The film is still seeking potential distributors, but the lawsuit claims that the theft has made it a lot harder to sell because it could be pirated online. I want to know who stole it. Gifting to yourself, fair enough. Was there a donation I missed? Oh yeah, right here. One by the EB. I be the EB. We'll get to that in a second, EB. After more than a week, the plaintiffs say the hard drive was with a master screening copy of the film was hand-delivered to Netflix on June 15th. They say the drive was not encrypted, and Netflix was told to both delete any copies of the film from its system and to inform them when the drive was ready to be picked up after viewing. After more than a week, they say Netflix informed them that the drives, including the one that had been a copy of Fortitude, had been stolen from the desks in the office. Wasn't encrypted, was just sitting on a desk. You know, thousands upon thousands of hours making a film, and it was just sitting on a desk for anyone to just grab and throw onto the internet. Netflix said in an email, it does not accept responsibility because the drive lacked proper industry standard safeguards. Well, where were your safeguards then, Netflix? It shouldn't have just been sitting on a desk for anybody to fucking have. They trusted you with it. So you're going to have to find the culprit. I bet you have cameras somewhere and on your campus. It says the unreleased titles are commonly provided either through password-protected links or in encrypted digital cinema packages. Either way, it still shouldn't have been out on a fucking desk for anyone to fucking steal. The film's producers elected to share an unencrypted DCP, Netflix said, adding that once it learned that the drive was missing, it notified internal security and the Fortitude team. According to the lawsuit, the filmmaker's filings are also contend Netflix did not provide key information about the investigation, including whether law enforcement was contacted. Netflix says it declined to share details of the investigation. Oh, they know they're fucked. With the law firm representing Afram because of what it describes as hostile attempts to extort money. Oh, yeah, sure, Netflix. Hostile attempts to extort money. Didn't you give like $70 million to a director who literally did nothing but get hookers, cocaine, and cars with it? And you're considering this as hostile attempts to extort money? Bullshit. Especially with Nicolas Cage behind it. You're fucked. You're fucked. So yeah, that was another story. I had a few short ones here today I wanted to get out. I don't know why. I don't know. That's just what I was feeling today. And I never went to this, did I? Well, fuck me. God damn it. Anyway, we will celebrate the one gifted membership that went to I Be the EB. He gifted himself. Congratulations to him. He'll get a break dance. Okay, I'm having a problem. I couldn't hear that. Please tell me I don't have... Okay. All right. How come I couldn't hear the breakdance? Okay, something must be broken with the file. I don't know. Anyways, what's my next story? We can neither do Halo, Hassan, or iDubbbz. You know what? Let's do Halo. There we go. Okay, here we go. So we're going to be reacting to a friend of the channel, Clinic, because he has a take on Halo today.
Halo campaign devolved. The remake no one was waiting for.
God, he's hiding those knees like his life depends on it.
It's finally here. Are you ready, boys? Halo 1, but remade. Are you shaking with anticipation? The remake to one of gaming's best and most influential shooters. It can only be good, right?
Oh, yeah. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it, Clinic. Don't tell me what's wrong with it. Don't ruin my fun. Why would you do that to me? I thought you were a healer, Clinic. Clinic.
Right. Oh, have I got a lot to say about this game. Let's talk about it. 5 years after the tragedy of Halo Infinite, 343, sorry, I meant Halo Studios, absolutely is
the most unnecessary change in existence. Oh no, we're Halo Studios now. We're just gonna work on Halo games. Okay, so you guys are one-trick ponies who can't even do the trick. And you named yourselves Halo Studios without learning the trick to make a Halo game. Who do you think you are, Sony Santa Monica Studios?
not the same studio. Completely different. This one has an eye patch. 343 have decided to revisit the game that started it all. The game that launched the Xbox, evolved the FPS genre, inspired countless games of today. So naturally, I should only have good things to say about this game. Wrong! The great Halo combat evolve sometimes shines through, but...
You know, my videos of me standing up are actually inspired by Clinic. Because, like, in my Sphere group, I wasn't seeing, like, a lot of the same... And not to, like, say that there isn't quality, but I wanted to do, like, more, like, production-based videos. Especially since I have a green screen and everything. So once he starts standing up, moving around, I'm like, hey, you know, maybe I can do that, especially with my green screen stuff. So, yeah, a lot of big thanks. So if you ever see me do that again in another video, he's why.
The absolute incompetence, the disappointment, the sheer lack of quality that is 343 is also there. We managed to screw up the future of Halo. Why don't we go back and screw up the past? That will bring Halo fans back. Let's get into this review.
I think Smash is absolutely right. I think that they should just fire everybody at Halo Studios right now. They cannot deliver a game. They can't make the fans happy when the old team used to do it cheaper and better. That's the moral of the story here, no matter what.
Ooh. Vision buff.
Oh, that's a great point. Would Bethesda be Skyrim Studios after remaking it 5 times? The Anniversary Edition. The PS5 Ultimate Edition. Like, seriously, 5 times? I think it's been more than 5. We'll take a look at it after this.
I don't want to. Spoilers, by the way. Let's get this over with. The first thing you might notice is my game looks like complete cheeks. It looks like Greasy I've been playing World of Warcraft for 7 days cheeks. The reason why is because this is the only way I could get a smooth frame rate of 48. Because you can choose 48 or 72, but not 60. Never seen that before, but okay.
How do you not have 60 FPS as just an option? That is strange. Very, very strange, Halo Studios. I didn't even know that.
Okay, I'm playing on a 3080, which isn't one of the latest GPUs, but it is no slouch. With low settings and left at native, the frame rate drops. So I have to use DLSS, which makes the game look like utter trash. Look at this! This is DLSS on Ultra. Why is the mounting doing that? This is the worst I've ever seen a game use upscaling technology. I was forced down to 1080p as well. Forced to play like a peasant? If you've got a better
Oh, you think that's bad, Clinic? One day you will stream And it's going to fuck up, especially, like, you're going to have to put those settings kind of low. Man, I really want Clinic to stream. Man, that would be the bee's knees if you ever started streaming. Then we could see like a second channel with all of his clips. Be baller.
Graphics card, I'm sure the game will look amazing, but if you're relying on upscaling, it looks pretty pathetic. The game stutters like crazy. If there's one thing you can rely on an Unreal Engine 5 game to do, it's stutter like a fat kid caught in a cookie jar for the 10th time today. There are some bugs. My weapon sometimes just wouldn't fire. I was holding the button down, but nothing. Not like that's important to the game or anything. The opening cutscene—
Shooting? No. Clinic. They're trying to help you out. You can't fix the game. You know? Like, no, wow, let me rephrase. It's easier to fix the game if there's less bullet holes. How are you supposed to heal them, Clinic? How?
Into the new prequel mission started off as a black screen, but those were the only problems I had with the game from a technical standpoint. Oh, and this guy dies before he gets shot. It bothers me. The problems I had with the performance were really frustrating because the graphics are really good. It's probably one of the better looking games to come out, but I don't think many people will experience what it should look like with everything to the max. The cinematics look great, although the faces on these characters look like they're having a stroke. That is not how faces are supposed to move. Look at my boy Steve Harvey. Wait, who the fuck is that? And sometimes the audio does not match how they—
Yeah, that is a little uncanny valley.
Their mouths move. You end up with this. Master Chief, the Covenant is coming. The real enemy is Unreal Engine 5.
That just reminds me of Mass Effect. Mass Effect had those same issues. The thing is, back in the day, like in the Mass Effect times, it was a little bit more acceptable. Like once you kind of got used to the game, everything else in the game was working just fine. You kind of just went with it. It was kind of part of its charm. But if you're going to say that you're going to be remaking the most, if not the most influential game in modern gaming history, you have to fucking nail it. And if you're not going to nail it, and if you're not going to get it right, then why are you even trying at all? Why even release it? I need the Michael Jordan meme. Stop it. Get help. I should make this an emote. Okay, hold on. Hold on, let's do it again. I need to get his head right. Okay. Yeah? Yeah. I think I got it. We can work with this. Hold on, let me save it. There we go. All right, I'll work on that tonight.
It's worth mentioning that while the game is using Unreal Engine 5, it's also using a modified Halo Reach engine, so it's a hybrid engine. There are some visually stunning moments in the game though. 343 Guilty Spark in particular looks great, with the fire and the crashed ships. The darkness of the facility and the lighting is really good in those moments. One detail I really like is how the plasma guns light up the hallways. That's a cool detail. You can tell though that this is their first time using Unreal Engine 5. Looks good, but it barely works, you know? Speaking of a team that doesn't know what they're doing, you like the art style in Halo 1, huh? You like the aesthetic of the game? Yeah, I bet you do. That's mostly gone. There are parts of the game where it looks like a faithful recreation of what Halo 1 was. The Pillar of Autumn, for example, looks great. Looks like what you'd imagine it to look like. Keys looks great with a green liquid all over the place. There are even parts of the game that I think Halo Studios, 343, improved on. Yes, that's right. I'm capable of praising 343. Showing the Flood taking over these installations is a nice touch, and definitely adds to the threat of the Flood. I just don't know why it's so orange. There's a weird orangey glow. Thought I was playing Doom for a second.
What this reminds me of, guys, remember in the PS3 where it had that kind of yellowish, like that bright yellow filter on all the PS3 games? Like you saw it in Uncharted 1 and 2, especially. But that was like on all the PS3 like major studio games. This is what this reminds me of. It's like they didn't know how to use the engine, so they had to go to a backup thing in order to make it look decent.
My problem is the changes they've made to the Forerunner architecture. It just looks way too stylish. They're losing how mysterious and ominous it was. It just looks like generic sci-fi now. In the original, it looked old and ancient. Really made you feel like it was old technology in old rooms. Now it feels
like one of those old but new. You know, like The problem is that it doesn't look like ancient technology. It looks like recognizable technology that you would see in Star Trek. It doesn't look different. It doesn't have that ancient technology look. You know what I mean?
Like something from the present and it loses something. It's made really obvious in the library, which also has the build-up of flood goop all over the place.
See, over here. It's like you see the same filter from the PS3. That hazy... And this time it's just not yellow, it's just hazy.
This boy was getting real busy. Should I splooge all over that wall or that wall? Then again, I do like that wall over there. Who stole my copy of Busty Flood? I have a job to do. But instead of the library feeling like a place you should not be, it was massive, it was ancient, it was creepy. Now it's bright, vibrant, and stylish. Just takes away with how you're supposed to feel. But then they also do that with the music. Perchance to Dream starts playing in the library. Yeah, this one. That's not scary. Happens a few times with the music.
That's
Choices were made. Could have stuck with the original music, but sure. But this happens quite a lot in the game. Whether it's music or art style, the atmosphere just isn't what it's supposed to be a lot of the time. Halo 1 is a game that uses atmosphere very well to create a sense of immersion for the player. So I was thinking...
See, it actually does look dark in the original version. Like you didn't know what was coming towards you. Like you guys remember like when Halo 1 came out and you were in the library and you're waiting for the flood to come after you. First this one, then the other, but there's this line of darkness. And maybe part of that was, for graphical and processing purposes, but you're like, when is it gonna come out? Like you were anticipating it, but you still had no idea when the flood was gonna come out or which monster was gonna be on the other side of that shadow.
The game has turned into a bit of a horror shooter. Why don't we break it up a little? Bust a move. Break it down. It very much feels like a game having an identity crisis. It seems to me that the team was torn between being completely faithful to the original or modernizing it and making it more like Marvel. The 343 way, which we'll see in the prequel missions. I'll talk about those later. The original was also very clearly inspired by Aliens. They sort of lost that here because that combined with the Covenant and the Forerunner architecture made for a unique design in the original. And it doesn't feel like that anymore. It looks like Halo directed by James Gunn. Speaking of bad character choices, the character designs of characters that already exist is baffling. Sergeant Johnson looks like Steve Harvey, even smiles into the camera at one point for you. Keyes looks weird. Cortana, man, Cortana. Now I'm gonna disagree with my beautiful audience here and say that she's not chopped. When her face isn't moving, she looks okay, but then she starts talking and Unreal Engine 5 shows us its skinwalker nature, and all of a sudden she looks like she's pretending to be a human. That goes for all of the characters. My issue with Cortana is more that this is another redesign of the character. How many times are we gonna change the way she looks?
Yeah, I mean even right here, like they keep changing and changing and changing and changing it. Like it's fine to adjust it for the new graphical technology of the time, but it seems like that they just every generation ever since not necessarily Halo 3, but after Halo 3, they just kept oh, she's going to look completely different this time. Why? Okay, whatever. And then they did it again. We're like, why again? Why are we doing this again? And then they go back to Halo 1. It's like, okay, we just don't trust you. They think Smash JT was right. The Troons are taking over.
Just make the Halo 4 design official and make everyone happy. Boggles the mind. Time for gameplay, boys. The meat on the bone. The part of the game that either has a standing to attention or soft and limp. No one wants to be soft and limp while playing Halo. Never. Alright, let's address the elephant in the room. Sprint. I'm something of a sprinter myself. Record holder for the year 8 100 meters. Probably the last time I sprinted, too. Anyway, it breaks the game, it really does. This is me running through the first part of Keyes, which is so much harder in the original that I'd rather just do the flood bump. The original has those death crevices where the fatties fall from the sky onto you. It's not really possible to outrun the flood unless you do speedrun skips in the original. I just run past them all to the lift here. It also makes the hunter...
So, when they announced the sprinting, and I think I did an X post on this. When they announced the sprinting, what I was hoping that the sprinting was there because I was like, okay, it depends on how they, mess with the game. Do they make it work, right? But the way that I was thinking, especially during the flood parts in certain areas, maybe something goes haywire in Master Chief's suit that takes away just takes away his sprinting power, so that those areas in the flood and everything are more creepy. Because I remember Kata having that fear. It's like Can you imagine just being able to sprint away from the flood or all your enemies? And I think that's a really big concern. And apparently, that's what ended up being the case. But I was hoping that the sprint would be taken away during certain segments. Like there was issues with his armor or something. But nope. These people are not clever enough.
Fight's a bit of a joke because you can just run circles around them. It does break the game. I did sometimes reboot into factory settings and forget that I could sprint, and the pace of the game feels so much better that way. The game clearly isn't designed for sprint, and you run really fast. It's not optional. You need a skull to turn it off, and you need to find the skull first. In my opinion, it feels like it should be something you get from a skull instead of a skull taking it away because it feels like a huge buff. The plasma weapons can shoot you out of it, but it doesn't really matter. It's just sprint. You could just not use it. True, but new players won't think like that, and they'll just think it's bad design. I did really like the combat.
That is a good point. If you're able to just sprint past the enemies, then is it really a game? Especially this early on in the release. Already finding shortcuts like this that any player can figure out, not just speedrun demon geniuses.
Shooting the Covenant is satisfying. Headshotting a group of grunts is very pleasurable. I like how the elites still do that little hop after you headshot them. The shooting part of the game feels good. The grenades and the sticks feel good. It's where the game really feels like Halo. It's just fun. Although with how vibrant everything is now, the game has moments of visual diarrhea, where it's just a mess of colors. Punching enemies in the back feels good. The guns feel very strong. I think this is the strongest the assault rifle has ever felt. It just feels wrong. You can still noob combo, but the guns hit so hard I don't think you'll need it as much. Shooting the Flood, however...
Wait. Noob combo. Plasma pistol and magnum.
Oh, but the guns hit so hard I don't think you'll need it as much. Shooting the Flood, however, not so good. The original Halo didn't have crit points on the Flood. They added that in the later games, but they have them in this game. And I'm one-tapping them in this game. It's such a contrast to the original, where you're relying on a shotgun to kill them because everything else sucks against them. But yeah, it just made it so much easier. But it's not just shooting them. They feel dumber and less aggressive. Even on normal, they jump across the map at you and overwhelm you. It really feels like you're fighting off this relentless horde. And in the remake, it's just quite easy. And that's really the whole game. It's been dumbed down quite a bit. Wait, there's a room full of invisible enemies. How will the players know where they are? Yes, it's true, the game immediately tells you where the invisible enemies are. There is a lot of hand-holding here.
Yeah, even visually I can see this and I'm like, even when he's mentioning the Flood, I'm going, well, where's the Flood? They're called a Flood for a reason. They're supposed to flood you with anxiety.
Only thing it was missing was yellow paint. Sprint isn't the only thing they added to this game. You can hijack enemy vehicles now, which is cool. I like that. It made Assault on the Control Room more fun, a bit more dynamic. You can drive the Wraith now. They took away health packs, which I'm not a fan of. I like that in the original. They've added a bunch of weapons in from the newer games. They all feel stronger here than they ever did, especially the SMG. It usually sucks. I always like the fact that newer games had new guns. Nothing progresses technology like war. But now the 2 and 3 remake will have the same guns. Yes, war. But now the 2 and...
The thing is, I think he's saying this without realizing that women essentially couldn't get killed in the game. I don't think he knew that yet.
3 remake will have the same guns. Yes, those will be remade too. I just feel like it takes away something. Maybe that's just me. No dual wield though for some reason. Speaking of the guns, they just don't feel right. No, boys. No, these beautiful pieces of machinery did not feel good in my hands. The Magnum just feels weightless, doesn't feel like you're shooting anything. They changed the iconic sniper sound and got rid of the streak it left behind. The plasma rifle was great at killing the infection forms. The baby floods, they just don't feel...
See, this is why I don't think gamers are making these games. I think it's just people who know how to code. People that went to art design school. Graphic artists. Thinking that they were gonna, design for a magazine or a website, and they ended up in the gaming industry. That's what I think, that's how I think this happened. They didn't hire gamers. They just hired software developers. Not devs. Does that make sense? I don't know, does it?
Right, kind of hollow, like they're just empty vessels shooting at the enemies. I don't believe in guns. I don't really know how they work. Bullets? What are those? Now, with Halo 1, there are some parts of the levels that they could remake and improve upon, especially the fucking library. The only way to play the library, in my opinion, is the speedrun method of grenade jumps and wall glitches. That level sucks. They did make some good changes to the level design while keeping it faithful to the original. With Truth and Reconciliation, they added bigger rooms in between the hallways so it's not so repetitive. With the Flood outbreak, they blocked paths and forced you into certain areas. To be fair to 343, they nailed 343 Guilty Spark. Very faithful, but I think they expanded...
Well, I don't know about that, Sylv. I don't know. I'm not up to date on that if that is the case. But it does make you wonder why all the hitboxes from the women are moved. I just find it interesting. Yeah, liberal arts majors hired as a game dev. Yeah.
On the horror elements. There's less enemies when you're approaching the Flood room and it feels more eerie. 343 Guilty Spark is famously one of the more confusing levels in the game. Everywhere looks the same, so you just get lost. Of course, they hold your hand the entire time through this one, so you won't get lost. But with the Flood outbreak, they did differentiate some of the rooms, and I liked it. The only problem that level had is the scared Marine who shoots you because he's, well, scared. He tracks you in the original until you leave him alone. In this, he just shoots in front of him, and you get a skull from killing him. I never kill this guy in the original because it just feels kinda sad. But they just turned it into a bit of a joke here. But now with the library, man, the fucking library. This was their chance to take a level and completely rebuild it. And it turned out to be a great example of why I think 343 don't make good Halo games. They did change it, but aside from the aesthetic which we talked about earlier, which does kind of ruin it, they just changed how you move through the level. You're not going through the same hallways as much now. There's more variety there, but it's the same formula of a locked door, hold out for a few minutes, and progress. They added a room with a puzzle though. Yeah, how about that?
Puzzles?
A puzzle. The puzzle was to push the button so the bridge appeared so you could go to the next platform. This will change gaming forever. Gaming will just never be the same. That's as creative as they get with it. We need to make this level more interesting. Make them press 5 buttons.
God, I love this guy's editing so much. Like, I still need to up my game on here. I need to up my level again. I'm still using Filmora, and I'm paying for it.
In a row. It's so disappointing, and it reminds me to keep my expectations low with 343. Actually, to have 0 expectations. Especially after those prequel missions. I did like some of the changes to the Moor though. They did handhold a bit more by putting the weapons room directly in the path you have to go to instead of around the corner. I know, difficult to find, it's a good job they changed that. And you don't have to get the explosion through the grate now, you just shoot it. But the Warthog run is great. I love the section with the ship split and you drive on the ground and back into the ship. That was really cool and it actually made more sense than the original Warthog run. So it's kind of a mixed bag with the level design. When they're making small improvements on Bungie's work, it's good mostly. When they have to do more work, it's not good. When they try and change it from the original for no reason, it's terrible. Why would you make us try and build a level from scratch? You know we can't do that. There's 3 games of proof. Finally, the story. Did they manage to not f*** that up? The story's the same, but the cutscenes are almost completely different. Sometimes they add cool little details like the fighting going on outside of the Pillar of Autumn. That was cool. The Guilty Spark cutscene was great. I really like that. Really stepped the game up into the horror elements. But for the most part, the cutscenes feel off. There'll just be long breaks in between people talking. Just awkward silences. At one point, we just stare at Sergeant Johnson doing nothing. They're poorly edited. In the original, the cutscenes would line up with how you finished the game because in some levels, you could finish in different areas. That's gone. It's the same every time now. They got rid of one of my favorites, the cutscene where the Marines and Chief go into the belly of the beast.
Why would you cut that? That's the moment you go, that's the oh shit moment. You go, well, there's a lot of oh shit moments, but that's a oh shit moment of, oh no, not again, no, 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 no.
Such a cool cutscene where the Marines and Chief are being sucked into the ship not knowing what to expect. The cutscenes end up taking away from the pace and the atmosphere for me. If someone told me they were AI generated, I'd believe you. The voice acting is bad, the new Sergeant Johnson is bad, and get this man his cigar. Keyes was also poor in this. Cortana, Jen Taylor even has a bad performance. She's usually good even when the material is shit. They got rid of Sod Off. Why? Why would you do that? That cutscene in particular is excruciatingly painful. The Master Chief feels different. I thought it was a different voice actor at first, so I just need to read these lines that I've read before for a nice little paycheck. Nice. Nice. And there's pure forms in this game. How the f*** does that work? Why put them in and their introduction sucks? They just drop in front of you. So when you put it all together, I really just don't like this remake.
Yeah, it's like they're taking... Sorry if I'm not talking a lot, guys, because I haven't played Halo in years. So I'm kind of getting a refresher and like, oh, yeah, this. But yeah, it looks like they're taking a lot of the heart and soul out of Halo. And at least according to his review on this game, it does kind of sound like a mixed bag. And it doesn't surprise me why. Let's see. Let's take a look here. SteamDB. Halo campaign evolved. All right, let's take a look. Okay, still not good. So I went like this, and then jump, then down, 13. It's 13, and then right now we're at 13. And then we go back to Halo, the Master Chief Collection. That's not good. Okay, let's go Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary. There's no chart. Hold on. Okay. I don't know. It's not on SteamDB.
In my opinion, it's one of the worst remakes I've ever seen, up there with Resident...
Oh my god, it looks like Metroid Prime 4. That's exactly what it looks like. It doesn't feel like Halo. It feels like Metroid Prime 4. Because Metroid Prime, that's actually like, that's the one that feels like newer technology, and this does not feel like ancient technology.
Evil 3. Because it's not that the game's bad or offensive or anything like that. It plays fine, not as good as the original, but it's okay. It's just that for me, they fail to understand what makes Halo Halo. Atmosphere, tone, pace of the gameplay, it's mostly all wrong. It sums up 343. I don't think they've ever known what makes Halo so special. It always felt like they were turning it into something they wanted it to be rather than appreciating it for what it was and expanding on that. There are...
I need a jar for the Smash was right. He was right about the bisexual lighting and everything that came with it. He just was.
Things that I like, but those things are because it's either from the original or it's slightly tinkering with it. It's a rushed mess. Genuinely feels that way. A game with an identity crisis. It's not completely awful. It's not the worst game in the world. You can have fun playing this. You'd probably have a blast with friends. I am biased because Halo 1 is a very special game to me. It's been one of my favorite games since I played it all those years ago with my dad. They haven't done it justice and it deserves better, which is why I hate it so much, just like Resident Evil 3. And where the nail hits the coffin on this burial of...
Thank God I wasn't a Resident Evil person. Because the amount of crap that game got... I was playing Resident Evil 2, the remake, recently. But since I sold my PS5 and I had it on digital, yeah, I won't be able to play it until I get another PS5, which I don't see myself doing anytime soon. Man, I think that's the only reason I would get a PS5 again, just so I could play the games that I already bought. Fuck my life.
343, the prequel missions. They're bad. Oh my good goddamn! Wow!
I didn't even know there were prequel missions until now.
Wow. Seriously, wow. The gameplay is basically the same, but this time you've got the BR. Where did it go for the main game? Don't know. It's also the worst version of the BR I've ever used. The level design is bad. Hallways, then an open area with a bunch of enemies you have to kill. Can't move on even if a single enemy survives. Gotta milk that playtime, baby! But the real issue with these prequel missions is the story. It's terrible. Terrible! You're on a mission, Operation Meteorite, to find out where the Covenant homeworld is, high charity. But you get sidetracked and it turns into a rescue mission as well. It's not good. No. There is some interesting interesting stuff here. You've got the Minister of Harmony experimenting on the different alien species of the Covenant. He even introduces them one by one in case you forgot, and they even do a little emote for you. Yes, that's actually in the game. Now, this is where I was actually interested. I was like, this is cool. We're gonna see some ungodly experiments. Some disgusting, disfigured Covenant hybrids that are just, ugh, and you gotta kill them. No! It's just souped up brutes that gameplay-wise means next to nothing. You can shoot the red glowy thing, they go berserk, and that's it. Somehow the AI is worse than it was in Halo 2 for these enemies. Don't know how that works 20 years in the future. That's incredibly disappointing. But the story isn't focused on this because it's focused on the rivalry between ODSTs and Spartans, centered around Lieutenant Williams. She hates Spartans and...
So they girl bossed it. That's what they did. They girl bossed it. They're just not going to learn anything, are they? Arsha, we need more cuts.
And just thinks they have good PR. It's in the law. It's in the law, you larper. Don't care. I don't need a mini-story dedicated to a stupid rivalry that doesn't even make sense. From what I remember, a young Master Chief kills a bunch of ODSTs in a fight from the Fall of Reach book. A fight that the ODSTs started and Master Chief just finished it. I also think the ODSTs were put up to it by command to see what Chief would do. I don't really remember. I don't like this book, and I don't like Chief's backstory.
Sergeant Sapien, don't make me think about it. Don't do that. Don't make me think about it.
There's also the fact that Spartans replaced them. It doesn't matter how much lore you put into it. It does not make sense. She doesn't have to like him, but saying it's just a good PR campaign and he's not that impressive constantly in this little story makes no sense. The Minister of Harmony calls him the Demon. I think that sounds like someone who's been a little more than impressive. The story of these missions turns into Master Chief earning her respect. That's what they choose to focus on, not expand on the experiments or the Minister of Harmony, just this pointless story. It's so cringy. At one point, she's sitting on a throne of dead Covenant. All right, boys, what we're gonna do is pile up all the Covenant bodies right here, and we're gonna look really cool for Chief. And she says this line.
Spartans aren't the only badasses in the UNSC.
That's gotta be the cringiest line I've ever heard in Halo.
I remember in the original game, when Master Chief showed up, they're like, oh, thank God, we have a chance. Like, every single time he appeared in front of Marines, they're like, oh, thank God you're here. Thank you for saving us. Holy shit, that was intense. Now we have some backup with Master Chief. Oh God, yeah, thank you. And now they're just like, you ain't that special. Like, no, he's a one-man war machine. And him having your back is probably the only way that you would survive. That's how intense the Halo battles were.
History. 343 decided to drop this girl boss to rival all girl bosses in this prequel campaign for no reason. It's meant to be about Chief and Sergeant Johnson, and then it becomes about her. She even sacrifices herself at the end, and I think I'm supposed to care. I didn't. Not at all. No. I don't even know what Marines are doing there, considering Covenant don't do prisoners, really. They're genocidal maniacs, and if Marines got captured, they didn't live long. Here, they're letting the Marines run around on this ship so they can hunt them down. Why would they give them weapons? It's just shit. It's just terrible. It would have been cool if instead of that, they were experimenting on humans that would get an emotional reaction out of the player and want us to kill the Minister of Harmony, who just gets away. After we were just listening to him monologue, just shoot him? Not once does it become part of the mission to kill him. You think it would be a priority to kill the mad scientist trying to create souped-up aliens? What are we doing? These missions are just badly designed, poorly written, the cutscenes are animated poorly, it's just bad. This is 343. This is what they're capable of, this is their Halo, and this is what the future of Halo looks like under them. I could talk about how bad it is all day, but this video is already way too long. The score for this game is don't buy it. Buy the Master Chief Collection instead. You get 5 great games and Halo 4, plus the multiplayer and Firefight and Forge. It's just a way better game that is always on sale. Halo Campaign Evolved is a sad reminder of how good Bungie were through 343's incompetence. There are some good things about it, sure, but there's too much bad and it should really be the most open of goals. Halo 1 is a masterpiece. It's not really a remake, it's more Halo 1 in 343's image, and the bonus missions are an extremely ugly reminder of what Halo looks like under 343. It has flopped to disaster level.
But they aren't Master Chief, Sergeant Sapien. But you have a point. They are a league beyond regular Marines. So I understand the point that you're making. But that's like comparing apples and a rocket ship in regards to ODST and Master Chief.
flop. If Asher Sharma is gonna gut id for poor sales, then Halo Studios deserves the same, if not worse, considering what they're working on. But hey, you got the 2 and the 3 remake coming next, and possibly an extraction shooter. It's tough being a Halo fan. That's it from me. I'll see you in the next one.
And that was Clinic. And it went straight to another video.
Halo campaign devolved.
Gonna share the video with you. Be sure to subscribe to Clinic. He makes amazing videos, and he posts more than I do on his main channel. He posts like 2 times a week. I know. I just can't stop doing research. I'm never done. Hopefully that will be ending soon with at least one project. Anyway, we have been live for almost 3 hours. I wanted to do... Let's see. Did I have another story? I had Revsev's Desu and I had iDubbbz, but we can save that for tomorrow. I got y'all set up here on YouTube to be sent over to Dermy Wormy, great content creator. I mentioned him earlier in the stream. And then for all you people over on Rumble, I'm going to be sending you over to Panda Sub 2000, also known as Phoenix from Side Scrollers. But with that in mind, everybody, thank you so much for joining the stream. And just remember that you are somebody, I am nobody, and I hope you have a fantastic evening.